What's up, chat? It's me, Joey. Maybe not. Kevin's making noises back there. We're all good.
Just a little louder than I expected.
Oh, I was louder. You'd think you'd be used to that, not because of me, but like because of everybody else normally at this table.
Yell.
Yeah. You know, they do. It's me, Joey. I am here with no one. Lauren's trying to teach. I asked Lauren Wilson to teach me about WoW because all the streamers that I follow on Twitch are just now going to play classic WoW, and I don't know anything about it. And she just sent me a long wall of text.
I think they call it vanilla WoW.
Do they? That's I don't know. Does it?
Vanilla.
Is that what's re-releasing today?
Yes.
Okay. I asked Lauren. I was like, I don't understand what any of these things are because all the streamers I watch now just playing WoW, and so she sent me a novel of text about all those things. You okay?
I'm good, dude. You know what I mean?
How was your weekend, Tim?
Oh man, it might have been the best weekend I've ever had in my life. It was so good.
How much sleep did you get?
Not enough sleep. I mean, you know what? Actually, a good amount of sleep. It just wasn't Tim Gettys level of like nocturnal status.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, not nocturnal, hibernation status. Gia was at a bachelorette party, so the house was mine, which really just meant I could do whatever the fuck I want, and I did. And what I wanted to do was sleep. I ended up waking up at 9 a.m. every day, which was like not fun, but I was like ready. You know what I mean? I was awake. I was like, you know what? It's okay.
You felt
I can take
rested.
on the day. And what to take on the day means sit on my couch and play PS4 all day, both days.
I saw you
nice.
as I was like saw you playing some Spider-Man.
Yeah.
On the little
whole
friends
bunch
list.
of it. So close to platinum.
Really?
It'll be my first ever platinum.
Wow, that is
I want to
impressive.
do a stream. I want to figure it all out. But like, I could have done it. I would have done it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna save this.
And I'm gonna like platinum, or I don't even know what you call it, 100% trophy.
Yeah.
The 3 DLC packs. So I did that instead. So much content in those games. Like I thought that it was gonna be like, oh, I got maybe an hour to distract me. I played about 10 hours this weekend.
Dang.
There's a lot of Spider-Man.
A lot of the Spider-Man.
A lot of Spider-Man.
Very exciting.
But it was good.
Love it, love it. Knights and Bikes also releases tomorrow. It's very exciting. Astral Chain on Friday. You got some Man of Medan on Friday.
Yasman says, Joey and Kevin, will Belinda be on Screencast for D23 news? She will not be. But we're doing Screencast tomorrow during the normal time that we would do in review because we want to get to the hard-hitting stuff. We would have done it today, but we had Wilfred L for We Have Cool Friends, and that kind of trumps everything.
Dude, he was so cool.
He was really freaking cool.
What a good
Such a
interview.
good-looking guy.
Yeah.
And like, what I appreciate is like he is exactly who like you would expect and hope that he would be when you meet him. Like a lot of times when you meet people, especially actors, you don't know how much of it is them, how much of them is the character and stuff like that. And he's what you'd
expect,
nice,
man.
super gracious, like super warm. Like
that interview is going live on youtube.com/kindoffunny within the hours. It's just once it processes and is up. And I highly recommend go watching it. One little tidbit. I asked the most important question, which was, is Mr. Feeney like Mr. Feeney in real life?
Yeah.
And his answer was yes. And it warmed my heart. Not that there could have been any other answer. If he said no, I wouldn't have believed him. But that was great.
Yeah. Panzer, no, I'm not playing WoW Classic. I just have a lot of questions. I'm curious about it. I have no interest in that kind of grind. And we do have Bachelor in Paradise tonight.
We do. I need to watch Harry Potter, though. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
Watching Harry Potter? Wait, you don't have to watch it tonight.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you're right. We're still,
Did you watch it yet?
No, I got to watch it tonight.
The Goblet, the Gobs.
The Gobs.
The Gabs.
This is my favorite
real,
one.
Yeah. It's James
Good
Burke's
start.
favorite, too.
Best book, best movie. Just throwing it out
Surprisingly, when
there.
I've mentioned this podcast to a lot of people have brought up Goblet of Fire. So people like this movie a lot.
I mean,
really
not knowing shit about it, like, because you guys know by now, like, my history with this franchise. Goblet to me seems like the most mainstream one where it's like, we're going to make Quidditch cool. Anytime there's a tournament, those are the best episodes of any show.
Do you know what the Goblet of Fire is?
No.
Are you familiar
Ooh.
with it at all? I'm not going to tell you.
I'm
It's great.
so excited.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it's like watching Pokemon where it's like, okay, cool, there's a lot of episodes, but then there's the gym leader episodes. You're like, of course I give a shit about this.
Are you aware of the newest addition to the cast in this?
No.
There's so many great people in this
Yeah,
series.
I'm stoked,
Yeah.
man. Let's
Chat, don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it, chat.
Yeah,
be cool.
Transcoder says, Tim, thoughts on Demi this season? I love Demi. Demi's my girl. Always has been. Always will be.
No.
This season, though, she was great until she became the main storyline. And it's like, all right, guys, you can back off this just a little bit.
I have conflicting feelings about all of this season being my first Paradise season. I think all of the guys for the most part kind of suck.
Yeah.
Don't talk shit about Clay.
Oh, he's the most boring by far.
He's so boring.
I like that
But
Kevin
you
is
can
now
tell
on
he's
this.
like a really nice guy, you know?
Yeah. And
The Demi stuff's interesting because it's like there's so many people that are mad. They're like, this ruins the sanctity of this show. Shut the fuck up. There
you
are
don't
no
really
rules.
care
Nobody
about
cares.
that. Yeah.
What happened?
Demi was dating a girl back home, and then they brought the girl
Oh, they did?
to her,
Yeah.
and now they're just staying on an extended vacation together, essentially.
I don't care so much about that, but that's shitty for Derek.
It's shitty for Derek, and it's just like, okay, don't feature this for 3 hours. Like,
Yeah.
we get it. They're in love. Cool.
And I thought that the fight with Jordan was going to be way more exciting than it ended up being.
Yeah,
It was kind of
RIP Jordan.
short-lived. I don't know. I have conflicting feelings about everything. And I guess the other thing is like a lot of the established couples, I just do not care about. Like Clay and Nicole, super boring.
But there is one, though, Joe.
Oh,
Last thing
John
we
Paul
need to
Jones
say.
and Tayshia.
JPJ.
I love him. I don't really care about Kaylin and Dean. I like Dean, but I think Kaylin's
Wait,
super
the guy's
boring.
first name is John Paul Jones.
His
The
whole name is John Paul Jones.
That I
His
know.
friends call him John Paul Jones.
And you will call him John Paul Jones.
John Paul Jones,
I
yeah.
won't call him a fucking
He's
goddamn
an
thing.
idiot.
He's the best.
He's Keanu Reeves and Cool Greg mixed together with like just a hot surfer.
Yeah.
It's just all he's just there. He doesn't even know where he is really.
gotta see
He's
this
like,
guy.
I guess
He keeps
I'm dating
randomly-
girls.
You
here.
not only do you have to see him, you have to hear him talk. That's
Yeah.
the
Is he-
real thing.
Can you
Is he a
find
part
a
of
John Paul
Johnson's?
Jones montage, Kev?
Hold on, I'm gonna find the sonnet.
Nah, that doesn't do it justice.
Also, you can only find it on Hulu. I had to scrub through it to find it to show somebody.
Thank you for me. It was me.
Oh yeah, it was.
blue.
Andy, and you had a.
I'm sure we'll
eventful
talk about
weekend.
all your little LA LA adventure, your LA scant.
This kid, I already hate him.
You
But
think that?
you totally think
Everyone
you hate
thought he
him.
was going to be the villain because when he first came on the show, like you get one line to introduce yourself to the Bachelorette, and his line was, "I'm John Paul Jones. My friends call me John Paul Jones. My family calls me John Paul Jones. You're going to call me John Paul Jones. All right, I'll see you in there." And he goes, and we're all like, "You're about to be the biggest douchebag ever." And he turns out to just be this sweetheart that just loves
Yeah.
everyone. And
It's
just
like a
Shaka
golden
Bra.
retriever.
Yeah.
It's
of
just
human
annoying to me
being.
because John Paul Jones, you know, there's another John Paul Jones
no.
who was one of the founding members of Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
So that's what you said. I was like, the guy from Led Zeppelin? What is he, like 80 now?
Maybe that's why his Instagram handle is John Paul Jones, and not just once.
That makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
Bachelor in Paradise crack.
You want me to put this
So,
on
like,
or-
do they just, what? I've never seen a
I
single
like this, the
episode
man,
of
the
this
myth,
show.
the meme. Up next. I feel like that's going to
That's
get it
it.
across.
How does you?
Is
Oh,
this gonna get us in trouble?
That's
Nah,
a
we
It looks like
So-
it looks like this video is about to be him doing impressions
Anthony
of like
Gruber?
celebrity. Yeah, it looks like an
Yeah.
Anthony Gruber video.
See you later.
Hi.
Hello. It's so nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh my god, for a second I thought it said John Paul
So,
Jones, MD.
My name is
I was
John
like,
Paul
he's
Jones.
a fucking
My
medical
friends
doctor?
call me John Paul Jones.
Okay.
So you can call me John Paul Jones.
John Paul Jones. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well,
So
it's
I'll
nice
see
to
you
meet
inside.
John
Yeah.
Paul Jones.
Something
dude?
going on. Ooh. I would not want to be him right now. Ooh,
Why does he
man.
talk out of the side of his mouth?
Here we
I
go.
want
Oh
to
my
I want
God.
to punch him.
I feel so much
No,
lighter.
he's so.
The guy from American
Oh, this is
Pie.
Oh, spilt milk.
the birth one part is. Oh, this is great.
We got to do this on KFA.
What is it? Oh, is he doing liquid the
Why are you already
IVs?
doing
No.
that?
The pregnancy thing.
What's he doing?
They make you,
John Paul
like,
Jones.
it makes
Simulated,
your muscles simulate
birth.
pregnancy.
That sounds
It's
horrible.
just Hannah B's season. It's not
No, watch this though,
Andy, you
man.
want to do it?
Yeah, we put it in the suggestions.
Yeah.
Joey did.
Joey
I think it
Biden
was
machine?
after watching this.
Yeah, his reaction.
It's not on.
I was just like one of those like.
Come on.
Yeah.
Look, you gotta look at me.
He's just not having it. No one else reacted this way.
Everyone else was totally fine.
And Jason Biggs is the one doing it.
Jason Biggs,
The actor?
from American Pie.
God, this
He's
show
the one
sucks,
making it
guys.
go.
Come on, man.
Is there just a pool of people desperate to get back into the limelight? That
Whatever.
these people pick
Every
from?
season, ABC's obviously trying to
Push whatever shit
push
show
whatever
someone else
shitty
is
thing they're
doing,
doing. Yeah. But then every once in a while,
Oh,
you get
apparently
some
he was
gold.
on Collider Live. Is that a real thing?
Oh,
People
my
love him.
God.
Maybe I'm wrong about John Paul Jones.
Dude,
I
he's-
think
he's-
he's a
you are.
douchebag, but
Yeah.
He's very
No.
lovable, and in one of these last episodes, he ate a taco that was too spicy and then vomited for like 30 or 40
Like,
minutes.
That is endearing.
The new hot girl just came to the island and she had eyes for John and she gave him a taco and he's eating it and then he goes, oh no, sorry. And just starts throwing up. He's like, I'm so sorry. And it's clear he does not give a shit about dating anybody.
I feel like he is
Oh,
either
no.
Bill or Ted.
Wait.
What
I've
happened?
never seen this before.
Right, auto in your stream. There it is.
Show the people this if that's okay.
This is great.
Let me double check. I mean,
It doesn't have
I
anything
think
in
it's
there.
fine. I think it's fine. Ready?
I think people will be
There
fine
you go.
for it.
Heads up, we've detected copyright audio and video in
They're
your
fast.
stream.
The stream may be
That's
temporarily
crazy.
locked.
I guess let's go back to the chat, see if they're still seeing us.
Is everyone still there? Nope.
Chat.
No, it takes a
sees-
really long time to kick in.
Chat, Panzer GS, let us know if you can still hear my voice.
I can pull it up on my phone too.
Mr. Yasman 300 says, do that KFAF sketch on Fran.
Oh my.
I'd love to torture Fran.
Oh, dude,
That'd be so fun.
no.
this is incredible. Immediately, it recognized that it was something else. So people that are streaming like fights and stuff,
Yeah.
this technology must be fighting
That makes sense. A lot of
Keep
people do
stepping
that
it up, man.
illegally for like UFC stuff. Oh, we're here. We're back.
What
Well,
about-
hi everyone?
What about
Uh-oh.
that one guy that
it's gone.
pretended he was streaming
No,
Fight
it's still
Night, but he was
streaming.
just watching the fight?
It's so
You remember
funny.
that? Did you see
Okay,
that?
good.
No, what
There was a
happened?
guy who was like, oh no, it was a guy who was pretending that he was playing NBA 2K, I think. But he just really had an NBA playoffs game on, like picture in picture, and it was him with a controller.
That's so funny. Did that work for him?
I did- like, it wasn't caught initially, and then it kind of went viral and got picked up.
That's so funny.
It was on a 2K or an NFL game or some shit.
It's so funny.
Oh no, it was a UFC thing, I think.
UFC makes sense. People go do weird shit to try to get those streams up or like clips up afterward of the fights where they'll reverse the scale of it and then shrink it like zoom it up so all you're seeing is like people's faces and you're like, what is the point
What's
of
the
this? I
point
can't even
then?
see them
Yeah.
throw fucking punches.
I'm so
I watch them all though.
I'm so like hesitant to. I really want to buy into the NFL ticket and get like
Yeah.
the full NFL season or whatever, but like, because what I normally do, I normally pirate it.
Yeah.
I watch the Reddit streams or whatever, because yes, they like the sites are shitty, but the connection is stable, and I've never had issues with it. But the NFL site normally just sucks. Like, whenever I've watched,
Wait, for people who don't know sports, this is a service you can pay just to watch games without
yeah,
having
you can
cable?
you can buy the NFL ticket. You can get it at a discount if somebody you know, like my dad has DirecTV, so I could ask him and give him money to like get the ticket, and then I could watch it remotely or whatever.
Okay.
But that just causes normally those apps just suck, and like regardless of your internet, you buffer regardless, and so
See,
I'm kind of nervous about it.
Andy-
You could try it.
Would ESPN Plus or whatever would that solve your?
No,
It'll have
because
some of them, but not all of them.
like
right?
it'll have like the Monday night game.
Got it.
Because NBC's Sunday night, yeah, and ESPN is Monday night, ABC or whatever. But like all the local games though, like through Fox, that would be showing the Cowboys back home. Those are the ones that I really only care about.
Does NFL Ticket have the weird blackout for local
That's another
markets?
problem.
Because that's what I have to deal with with MLB, where it's like, well, shit, because I live here,
Yeah.
I can't watch anything.
I
that's
want to watch the
broadcast
Giants because I
local.
live here. Like
Yeah.
that's
Monday Night Football. Let me tell you guys, it's the worst. It's
What?
the absolute worst. Last week, it's 8 p.m. Me and G cozying up on that couch. We sit down. We are ready for paradise, baby. I turn it on. There's some fucking Broncos or some shit doing some things, throwing
Football's
some balls.
back, baby.
And I'm just like, are you kidding me? You're delaying Bachelor in fucking Paradise for this? And like, not only did I have to wait for the game to end, then they did this whole post-show thing that was delayed an hour. I had to stay up till 11 watching Demi do her bullshit. Like, come on.
It's hard, man.
Also, something I learned because now there's a YouTube TV app on my TV, which I didn't realize, which is a game changer because the app on the phone sucks. So I loaded it up and I was like testing it. ABC streams just in 720 across the board. And I'm just like,
Come on,
ABC.
dude. Come on.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Like
You
cable and like the traditional TV needs to step it the fuck up.
So what, you're getting ABC through the YouTube app?
through YouTube TV.
This shit is too convoluted and complex for me, for my small brain to
I
understand.
mean, it's just cable, but just
I know, but
digital.
YouTube's now offering like YouTube is basically doing now what like Amazon and things like that, where you can rent movies and rent shows and like watch network TV through it. And I'm like, we're through the looking glass on this. I don't understand.
Oh,
how
I rent
this
movies
is-
all the time through YouTube.
Oh, I see it pop up. It's like, oh, this thing for like $3.99. I'm like, it's cool. It's a great service, and obviously they're working toward like homogenizing or like bringing everything into one fold. But it's just so anti YouTube. I'm still using the PS4 app.
Homogenizing.
Homogenizing. I'm still using the PS4 app, and I can't stand the fact that every time I get to the end of a video, I'm like, I want to watch this other video they have baked into their end card, but I just can't get to it.
I hate it.
I can't get to it.
I fucking
I like
hate
want to
the
touch my
PS4
screen.
app
I'm like,
so
fucking
bad.
why can't I just go over that one?
I hate
it's
it
so stupid.
so much.
Y'all ever think about the Little Drummer Boy song?
All the time.
Me too. Me
Who talked
too.
about it
recently
recently?
said
I was
they
in,
hated it.
when I was in
Joey
Catholic
hates it.
school.
Joey, get your ass back in here.
Be polite.
When I was in Catholic
No,
school,
Joey
Joey, please
hates.
come home.
Thank you.
Oh, it is the little drummer.
I had to
boy.
be the
Yeah.
little drummer boy during some
Weird
sort of Christmas
revelation.
procession at church.
How'd that go?
I was like, they were like, your dad plays drums.
Can I
And
talk
was
to you
like,
real quick? I'm
okay. And
sorry.
just
I
banged
didn't mean to
on the
raise my
thing.
voice. I didn't mean to raise my voice.
Yeah,
You're on shock mic. I've heard a lie that can't possibly be true that you hate the Little Drummer Boy.
Oh yeah, I do.
What the fuck's
It's
your problem?
such a weird thing to hate. Like it's like
Who can hate
That
it?
come up in conversation.
I just said, how often do you think about Little Drummer Boy?
I brought it up the other day, and Joey goes, "I hate that song," and I was like,
Fucking ridiculous.
"What? What do you mean? Like the Christmas? Like of course."
Now,
Yeah,
have
I hate
you
it.
heard the Neil Diamond version of the Little
Do you
Drummer
know
Boy?
how many? Every time I say that, someone's like, "Well, you haven't heard this version. You haven't heard this version," and I hate
Dixie
every
Chicks.
fucking
Do you hear the Little
version.
John
Have you
version?
heard?
I don't know
Oh,
that I
yeah.
actually have.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
I don't think it exists.
Dude,
but I'm
wait,
down
no,
with
why
that.
don't you- why don't you
Jingle
like
Bells or
it?
something?
I don't. It's just one of those things where I fucking hate it, and I couldn't tell you why, and it just grates
PSW
me
in the chat nails
every
it.
Christmas season.
Bum bum.
Yeah.
You know what I
He
mean?
says it.
He
Get
says
on
it.
it.
That's what it's all about.
This has been a thing since I was like
Cool, Greg. Does Little Drummer Boy slap?
I don't know. I need to go back and listen to it.
Can we play Little Drummer Boy, please? Any version.
I don't know,
Okay,
man.
yeah,
It just got
we
blocked.
might
Get copyright.
Play the Wyclef Jean
we just got
version.
live blocked.
What?
We did, yeah.
What'd you
Like
guys
playing
do?
Bachelor in
We
Paradise
watched
bullshit.
John Paul Jones.
I didn't know you can get live blocked.
They were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, we just detected something." Like, oh, fuck.
Our bad.
Whoa,
Shout out to Dipset Christmas, though. You know what I mean? The best Christmas album that ever happened.
dude,
Never even
I
heard of that.
fucking hate my dad every Christmas, dude. Like, will play the same goddamn like yacht rock Christmas album.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's
You don't
the
get
worst.
to say that anymore.
Yeah, I do.
You don't get to have opinion if you don't like
It's
Little
my
Drummer Boy.
season. I guess still
But
get.
I
That's
just-
why it's
opinion.
embarrassing you don't like Little Drummer Boy.
I like normally I'm up late the prior night, and then it's it's fucking blaring at 10 a.m. like
Michael
over the
McDonald?
giant speakers like "Merry Christmas," and it's like my dad loves his sound systems. Like he has like a fucking really nice like home theater thing.
Sounds great.
And it's just pounding through that, and I fucking hate it, dude. Which is weird because I love yacht rock, but for some reason like that Christmas
You
shit
say Christmas.
I love
just
it.
throws me off. I hate
I go
it,
to
dude.
visit my sister-in-law, and like literally right the day after Thanksgiving, she plays nothing in like when we're driving in the car but Christmas songs, and it's great. It's like Sirius satellite radio
worst.
Christmas,
Yep.
where they only have the rights to like maybe 20 songs, so you're
Nice.
just listening to the same 20 songs over, and I'm fucking in.
Christmas movies? No. Christmas
Love.
songs? No.
Now,
Christmas Vacation.
You don't like holidays.
So happy Cool Greg's not
Home
in
Alone,
right now.
bro.
Christmas
Elf?
Vacation.
I get it,
man.
but like,
Die
Family
Hard.
Stone.
You know what? Elf, I can't do Elf. I think it's overrated.
Great.
All right, that's
Overrated.
not
I watched it for the first time front to back last Christmas. Loved it. Great movie.
See, so
There's
cute.
one Elf?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Will Ferrell's in it, you know.
You know what else is overrated?
I heard he has a nice cameo for about 90% of the movie.
Love Actually, overrated Christmas
Oh,
movie.
What?
Joey,
Love Actually, overrated.
I'm trying so
No,
hard
that's
not
not
to fire
true,
you
Joe.
right now.
That's not true, Joe.
I'm trying so hard not
It's
to
not
fire you.
that. It's not good.
First, you talk shit
What
about
don't you
Neil
like about
Diamond's
it?
Drummer Boy.
all of the storylines kind of suck.
They're all real. Sorry, you want
They
to
all
live in a
kind of
fantasy
suck.
world. Let's get
Yeah,
a real
I
one.
want
I just
all
think
of
at
the
least
Hallmark
you, Joe.
movies.
Alan Rickman wants to see
All
that young
the
girl's
Hallmark
breasts.
movies. Give me all the
wanna see more of
shitty
their breasts.
B tier, washed
Who
up
was it?
rom-com
Alan-
actresses.
Alan
No, but who's the woman?
Oh,
Alan
just the
Rickman.
storekeeper. I can't remember her name. But he was married to Emma Thompson in that.
Right.
Both obviously HP alums. What's up?
Panzer GS says Christmas songs need to be limited to the week before, and that's it.
No.
Harsh, too harsh.
100%.
Here's what
Day
I
after
don't like
Thanksgiving.
It
about
ruins
my
the
life.
radio.
Listen, if we can start celebrating Halloween tomorrow, we can.
do whatever
Here's what I'll
We
say.
can't. It's not.
this
Pumpkin spice
happens-
lattes start tomorrow, everybody.
This happens
not
at
Halloween.
least once a week in my household.
It's pumpkin time. It's
I go to
pumpkin
watch a genre movie that is synonymous with a holiday, i.e., a Halloween movie. Like Hocus Pocus came up. I was like, oh, I want to watch Hocus Pocus. And my wife's like, it's not Halloween. We can't watch this movie. Same with, that's a Christmas movie. We can't watch Love Actually right now because it's September almost.
Actually.
And it's not Christmas. I don't like this.
This
okay?
I agree.
I don't
Welcome to
understand why
the
it
Kind of
can't
Funny
be your fucking
podcast,
round.
everybody. Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I agree with you. You gotta figure. You gotta
If I
sort your
want to watch
life
Sleepy
out.
Hollow tonight, I'm gonna watch Sleepy Hollow tonight. That's it. No one can stop me.
I mean, that's just a scary
You know, it's a
movie,
great
right?
movie.
That doesn't even to be Halloween,
It's definitely
right?
a Halloween movie. It's like All Hallows Eve.
I've
It
never
happens
watched
on-
it. I don't like.
But
You know.
it's not a
Is that
horror
Tim
movie.
Burton,
I
right?
think that was the intro. Yeah, Tim Burton.
More Johnny Depp being weird.
But it's I don't love horror movies. I like Halloween movies, i.e., spooky movies like Sleepy Hollow. That's a perfect Halloween
What
movie.
about Conjuring? That's a horror movie, so that's okay, right?
I mean, that is a Halloween movie, absolutely.
But I'm saying that you can watch Conjuring outside of Halloween.
I would watch. Yeah, I can watch whatever I want outside of Halloween.
No, I mean, I'm trying to
This is what
define
we're
what a Halloween
establishing.
movie is, all right? You're moving. To
me, a Halloween-
the
that's a horror
donkey's
movie.
ass is moving, and I'm trying to pin the tail.
When I say a Halloween movie, I mean like a movie that you would synonymously, you turn on TNT, you turn
Idle
on
Hands.
FX, you turn on AMC, and they're doing their Halloween marathon, and it's Idle Hands, it's Sleepy Hollow, it's Hocus Pocus.
It's when people in the movies go out to a Halloween related event.
Yeah, it's that one episode of Stranger Things where they're all dressed as Ghostbusters. It's
Nice,
kind of
great
like
episode,
that.
great episode.
You know, Goosebumps if that series was actually good, but it's terrible, utter trash.
The series or the TV series or
The
the movie?
two movies they've
Jack
they're
Black.
terrible. They're like
Really?
They're just so boring.
What's Cool Greg think of them?
I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
You think
Everybody
they
loves
slap?
them.
Cool Greg.
They're so
No,
boring.
leave him out of this.
No, leave him out.
He's
of
gonna
this.
hate me.
He's gonna hate you forever.
He already,
Nick.
I mean, but I like that because then I go up in the rankings.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, like Joey, we've already figured out her rankings. It's always
Oh,
that
you're
thing,
number one right now because you tried to fire her earlier in the.
You were the one trying to fire her in the
She
pre-show.
doesn't like
You'll
Neil
have to
Diamond.
watch the pre-show to find out
That's
why.
not even
Greg Miller
100% accurate to
was
what was
gonna fire
happening. What's up, everybody? As I already said, welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer back in the Heather Grow, Nick Scarpino.
Hello, Greg.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I got to hang out with our guest for We Have Cool Friends all
Yeah.
morning.
Wilfred,
and
huh?
then he was like, you're such a cool guy. Are you interviewing me? And I said, no, you're getting
Yeah.
interviewed by two other guys who aren't as cool as me.
I don't
And he
think
was
that's
really
how that
disappointed.
happened.
So I hope he didn't show it
like,
on the
"Oh,
podcast.
man."
If you missed it, we did a
we have cool friends
with
because we're not that cool.
Wilfred.
That's the name of the
You can
show.
check it out.
Yeah.
Kind of funny
Fascinating guy.
podcast.
It was really good.
Over here, Hispanic heartthrob Andy Cortez.
Good morning.
It'd be weird if my arm was like a Dorito, like a giant Dorito like this. Imagine,
great. I'd
imagine a
pick 'em
bone
up.
goes here. No, but it's like skin.
No, but
a
Greg's
bone
all-
goes here, and then it's all filled in with flesh, and I'm just rubbing on it.
So why
I
is
guess
it
it's like a flipper.
So it's not a Dorito.
Cool, Greg. If you looked at me right now, stick with me. This is a visual one. And there was a bone going to my hand, connecting to my hand, and
It'd
then
be a
this
wing.
was all
You got a
filled
wing.
in with flesh, right? Looks like a Dorito, am I right? Triangle. Thank you. Cool,
Yeah,
Greg.
It's like a triangle.
And also, let's be honest.
Why would you eat me if it was a chip?
If it was a Dorito, it'd be one of those off-brand, like weird tasting Doritos, like spicy
How dare
honey
you?
jalapeno.
How dare
Dorito.
you?
Those
How
are
dare
good.
you? I'd be the classic. I'd be nacho cheese.
Nacho
Nah.
cheese.
Dude,
or
nacho
bust,
cheese can
bro.
get out of
Is
my
there a
face.
knockoff Dorito?
There's knockoff everything.
Yeah, but like I can think of like knockoff Cheetos and stuff, but like
you can think of them. Could you
Doritos-
name them? Could you name them? Name me the knockoff Cheeto.
I don't know,
Like
but
cheese
it-
balls or whatever.
yeah,
the fuck,
exactly.
Like, big
Like
But those are
cheesy-
balls. Those aren't.
No, but they come in
Cheetos.
all shapes and sizes of
Yeah.
just puffs, cheese puff,
I'm aware.
whatever the
Okay,
hell.
cheese puffs,
But
good.
the thing
Fuck
with
that, yeah, I got it.
Doritos,
Colette's.
but I feel like Doritos kind of own the triangle shape, right? Like obviously tortilla chips, but like Doritos.
Here we go. Bravos. There you go. Nails it. Doritos.
Bravo, there we go.
Please click on Doritos and show
Yeah,
people
what is
Doritos.
a
Number 2 in the
Dorito?
top row. Kevin
Yeah.
Coelho, you're doing a great job.
Doritos.
Doritos. Chicken wing.
Kettle has a chip named after ants. Diaz over there. You see that right, Kevin? Diaz? Interesting. I've never seen these in my life. Wow.
That's named after ants.
Like aunt and
Ant.
uncle.
Ant and
I think
Ant.
I don't want to eat an
Aunt.
ant chip
Aunt.
named after ant.
Kevin,
do you
nacho
wanna-
cheese can get out of here. It's like the most overrated Dorito flavor.
But it's good.
No. At this point, I'm like tired of it. I feel
Quite
like
frankly,
I feel like I'm just tired of nacho cheese Dorito.
you're crazy.
It's the classic.
I mean,
So you're
it's
tired of
just
Coke
classic.
too. That's why you're
Yeah.
on this DC all the time, huh?
CZ.
CZ. Coke too.
Or if
apologies,
you want
I
to
can't
go,
keep
if you want to go
CCZ.
to the other
Take care with the
country,
fucking
7D.
slang, I think.
CCZ.
Or D7, excuse me.
What's that?
Diet 7 Up.
Oh,
D7.
D7. I've never heard you say that in my life.
Just give out new ones now.
It's pretty good.
No, man, I go with I love the spicy nacho. That's a favorite of mine.
That's a newish one though.
That's the one. But see, I don't like that because it's not the traditional. It's like the off red bag, and I always think, oh,
It's
I go to
just
my corner store and I go,
maroonish.
oh, they have nacho cheese Doritos, and then I look and I'm like, oh, that's the fuck. Those are the dark nacho cheese.
Nobody's
Doritos.
ever confused those two. It's only you.
This guy, bro.
But it's
I
like
get
a bright
excited, I get
red and it's
blinded
like a
by the red.
maroon. They're totally different.
That's what I don't
colors.
like about it. From a distance, I can't see from depth of color.
I see colors. I see colors.
Everything's just red. I get closer. Oh, that's green.
The green one, the salsa verde, right? At this point, we've accepted into Doritos canon, correct?
No.
Salsa verde at this point has become like it's like when a Power Ranger gets added in and then it just becomes part
And
of
it's
the family.
Now it's like okay,
I'd
we
say
had
it's
Tommy, then
synonymous.
we're on
It
that
used to be
cheese
the
now.
new
fundamentally
kid on the
disagree.
block.
Kev, I'm sorry, I'm behind on my Doritos flavors. Can I get like a visual guide? Can you get me like Doritos.com and so I can see all these
You
things?
don't have to because there's only 2 flavors of Doritos.
Thank you.
There's Cool Ranch
No,
and there's
you're
nacho
full
cheese.
fuck.
But I
Everything
think
else is
salsa
some
verde is
weird
definitely
That's
made in
the
there.
shit that
Cool
people
Ranch
do for
sucks.
a hobby.
And I'll put it out there. It
Ranch is
sucks.
so
It's
wrong.
always sucked. It's always going to suck.
It's
But I'll
fantastic.
respect it. Unlike Andy here, I'll respect it and where it came from and what it's done for the Doritos brand.
Let me tell you about
one's
Blaze,
good.
man. Oh, this is a good photo, Kevin.
Do we have to rank Doritos now?
We have to, yeah, of course.
Is that
And
what
those
we're
two
gonna do?
people,
Is that what we're
and the
gonna
two
do
people in
this
the
week?
comments are going to be annoyed.
Why do you the rankings are really starting to get old, guys?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
duh.
man.
This
You know,
isn't
you
the
try to
airing
make
of
a fucking,
KF.
you try to make
KF.
a dynamic internet show every week that's going to win a
Why don't
streaming.
you?
Like I feel like out of all of these pictured, go back, Kev.
Locos Tacos?
Like the salsa verde are the only ones that have stood the test of time.
I have never seen chili heat waves.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
fuck is
Like,
barbecue
these are-
rib?
Those are all like
It's
special.
probably foreign.
Oh yeah, Doyle's International Dorito Taste Test. Yeah. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that.
I'm saying, dude, we got to go
that.
deep. Here's what we're going to do today after we're done. We're going to order a bunch of bags from UK, the flavors we can't get. And that way, because you know, there's always the guys in the British guys who are like, oh, hey, governor, you gotta try this Cheeky Nando's flavored thing, and you're like, we can't fucking get that here in America. We have fucking tariffs. There's tariffs happening.
A lot of tariffs
You not
happening.
heard about the
Understand that?
tariffs, guys?
Yeah.
Jesus, we can't get. There's a blockade probably. We don't know. They won't
Shut the
Federation.
tariff.
But I didn't shoot. I don't know.
there too. Like, what is it gonna be? You didn't shoot. I said there, but I didn't shoot
What did
the.
we
But I
not
did not
do?
eat the
Tariff.
salsa verde.
Yeah, that was better. Where were you 5 seconds ago?
Cool, Greg. We brought you in here.
So how do you wanna bring it up?
because-
Goosebumps.
Yeah. What?
Now you like the Goosebumps movies, right? Cool, Greg.
Yeah.
Do you love them though? Are they great movies?
I mean, I'm a really big fan of Jack Black. That guy makes me laugh non-fucking stop.
Man, I watched the second
And then-
one and I just was bored.
And then, really?
Yeah.
I don't know, they had the Ken Jeong guy. I don't know how you say his
Yeah,
name.
he was the guy who
He's
was way over.
hilarious. I
Yeah,
love
he
that
was-
guy too.
He was funny, but I felt like I don't know. I just felt like there was like it's just kind of boring.
And the whole, like, the undertone little jabs they have of the two authors going at each other.
Stephen King.
Stephen
Yeah.
King and
He does
yeah,
have a
Michael
couple-
Stein. I
Yeah.
love it.
There's
He's
that
like,
part
I'm
where
better.
he sees the red balloon. He's like, I didn't do that first, floating because I guess Stephen King
that's
stole
funny.
that from him.
That's funny.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Maybe I
Cool,
do
Greg.
like
How
this
do you
movie.
define? How do you
Maybe I like
define
this
a
movie.
Halloween movie? Cool, Greg. How do you define a Halloween? If I was like, we can only watch Halloween movies in October, what would you say?
I don't know, I think pumpkins are a big part.
Yeah.
I agree. That's a good point. So is it the
Skeletons.
setting needs to be in Halloween? Like it needs to be around Halloween time.
I think so, because if it's just super scary, I wouldn't
It's
necessarily
just
call
a
it
horror movie.
It's a horror
Just a horror movie. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, not a Halloween movie, a horror movie.
What about
I would
Halloween?
say.
A Halloween movie.
Christmas movie.
Halloween's a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Halloween
on
is a
Halloween, so
Halloween
there's a lot
movie
of
because it happens on
pumpkin
Halloween.
A lot of pumpkins.
Costumes.
Remember?
If there's foliage,
They're
if
walking
there's a
around costumes?
cornucopia, if there's like two dried fucking ears of corn hanging on a door,
Great
that's a
Pumpkin, Charlie
Halloween
Brown
movie.
Halloween movie.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Halloween
Nightmare
was on
Before
the
Christmas. Halloween and Christmas movie.
it was on TV at the
Wait, the
hotel
Great
that I stayed at.
Pumpkin. That's a Thanksgiving thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I just do that. I'm sorry. Like,
That is definitively not a Halloween
Isn't
thing.
there a Charlie Brown Halloween movie?
I thought it was the great. I don't. Charlie
The
Brown
Great
sucks.
Pumpkin Caper. wait.
Charlie Brown's the Cool Ranch Doritos of commercials.
No,
I
there's a-
respect
I
what
think
you did
there's-
for the medium. You suck.
I think there's
All
a Charlie Brown
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
you're a little
And
fucking
then I think
balding
it's the
boy.
Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown happens during
Got this
Halloween.
fucking dog that
They're-
hangs out with the
they're in
dancing
pumpkin
bird.
field. Yeah.
Peppermint Patty.
Charlie Brown
She's
just got
fine.
the-
She's cool. Weird relationship with that Marcy girl.
No,
Lucy, she
it wasn't
sucks.
Weird. They,
They were lesbians.
Is it just a?
it was implied.
No, you know what it was? It was a Family Guy joke
this
that
is-
like implied that they were together.
Well, I know that, but isn't it also like Peppermint? She calls Peppermint Patty Sir the entire time, right? And Peppermint Patty's not her boss; she's another kid. That's what I mean by weird.
Oh.
Well, you're right that there is a great Family Guy bit
Yeah.
about that, right?
Where do you come down on that? Because
Harry
you know
Potter
the
and the
military,
Pumpkin of Power.
they call
What?
everyone sir.
Who?
Even in the military. I keep watching these military movies.
Sure.
where,
G.I.
like,
Jane?
What
no,
qualifies
but-
a military movie?
G.I. Joe.
Are they in the military? Is one of the main characters in the military? Does one of the main characters' lives revolve around the military? You know what I mean? Because I can't, back to you can't handle the truth. I'm not sure if they were all in the military, just lawyers involved with
I
the
think
military,
everyone
but
in
that's
that
a
movie was in the
military movement.
Yeah, that's definitely a military
Cadet
movement.
Kelly.
G.I. Jane, also a military movie.
Sure.
Movie Basic, starring Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta. Great military.
Don't even know what that one is.
Yeah.
Does one of them go to basic training?
No, I think I might be thinking of the wrong movie, but there's one movie where John Travolta comes in as an investigator, like he's an MP, but he works for the military as like an investigator.
Okay.
And he comes in because Samuel L. Jackson's character was killed, and he has to interview everyone and then catch them in their lies, and it's all happening on this one base. And then the ending is the most
Tell me. Go ahead. Just tell me.
twist you've ever
tell me
heard in
it's
your
fine.
life. So he comes in. I want to say there's the woman from Gladiator that played his like
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe's like not his wife, but the one that was trying to like
The queen.
get on him. Yeah, she's
Mrs.
kind of the queen.
Russell-
She was
Mrs.
the
Russell
mom
Crowe.
of the would be
Oedipus.
Yeah, whatever. She's
You're
with
right
him,
there
and
with it,
she's
Greg.
another investigator, and the whole thing is like this mystery that's happening. And I think John McTiernan directing it, and it's actually kind of a cool movie. You're like, it's very noir. And you're like, what's going on at the end of this movie? Then they finally catch the bad guy, who ends up, of course, being fucking
Samuel Jackson.
Tim Daly, or the guy that does the Superman voice.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's like the bad guy that
Yeah.
ended up killing the person in reality.
love Tim Daly.
And then Connie
Basic,
Nelson,
yeah.
I think is the name of her.
Okay.
Scroll down. Yeah, this is it. Scroll down. John McTiernan. Connie Nelson. I fucking nailed this.
Goddamn.
Connie Nelson figures out there's
Nielsen.
something else going on and follows John Travolta back to,
Harry Connick Jr.'s in
to
it.
his hideout.
Yeah.
And in his hideout is every one of the suspects. And she's like, what the fuck's going on? What are you guys doing? And then turns around and Samuel L. Jackson is there. And he goes, you got to be cool. All this, we're like a secret organization inside of the military, like the secret cool co-op group that goes in when we think there's like a guy doing a bad thing, like that's utilizing and we go in and we ferret that person out, and then together, like they all assume roles in the military on teams and stuff. It's like they're basically like a special covert team inside, and then they all just have breakfast together at the end, and it's really cool.
Including Connie Nielsen?
Yeah,
Or they
she's
kill
like,
Connie
oh,
Nielsen?
okay. No, they don't kill her because they're like, just come on in.
Did she join the group? Did she join
That's
the
the
group?
imply that you're part of the A-team.
Who was the bad guy then?
The bad guy was Tim Daly, I think. Yeah.
When does part
They
2 come
ferreted
out?
him out, huh?
There's no more. John McTiernan went to jail after that for
Damn.
wiretapping.
Yeah.
And now his career's over. But he did Predator, so that's all that matters.
Who's
Die
John
Hard.
McTiernan?
He's the director of
Hunt
Predator,
for Red
Die Hard,
October.
and Hunt for October, and Basic.
Click on John
And
McTiernan.
basic.
Who am I thinking of? Who
Scroll up.
did Gary just do the panel with?
Probably John McTiernan.
Cigar guy?
Sicario?
The
Cigar guy. No.
I don't know him to smoke cigars, not necessarily. No.
No.
He
He's
was one of the
a-
most acclaimed director of the 80s. Last Action Hero, Predator, Die Hard, Rollerball. If you've ever seen it.
Fucking rollerball,
Yeah.
dude.
Skate better.
Very few things cooler than
It's
that.
a movie
as a
that
concept,
started tanking his
not
career.
as a movie.
Yeah, then he went to, I think Chris Klein was in that one or something like that. LL Cool J. was
Chris
in one.
Klein in the fucking. Oh my God! What?
Basic, great
Was
movie.
it
Look
like
it up.
a?
I want to watch it now.
The
What did Gary do
Tekken
the thing
movie?
with?
I don't know. You're not helping me.
I never saw the Tekken movie.
We
was
got Red
Tekken
Dawn.
or
Who did Red
something.
Dawn?
The director of Red Dawn?
Yeah.
I don't.
Maybe a writer?
I don't recall right
Who
after
wrote
that.
it? You're going to feel like a horse's ass when I get
Fighter,
to the
the
wild.
Legend of
Probably.
Chun-Li.
Hold on, everybody. We'll get to
I
the
think
show
it was.
here in a second.
This was where did Gary do this? The last convention? he was
Silicon Valley Comic Con.
at? The famous one.
Yeah. How could you forget? Lest we forget.
It's a
Silicon
Comic
Valley.
Con for every city in every fucking state right now.
Yeah, well, you make
Daly
the money.
City
Scott.
Comic Con.
Make the money.
Daily
You know what I mean?
City Comic Con.
I'm sure you could put Gary
Can
with
you imagine?
Silicon Valley.
I want to find it the way I
Comic-Con.
want to find it. You know?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
SVCC.
I want to find it the way I want to find it, guys, which means I'm going to scroll through
How do you
Gary's
want to
tweets.
find it?
I'm going to find it the way I
good
want to
way.
find it.
While you're doing
Keep
that,
scrolling.
Andy, did you remember on the Dan Levitard show when they had John McTiernan on and you made me listen to it when you gave me a ride home? It
Very
was
funny.
the time we became friends. That was great.
That
Up
was
until
the
that
time.
point, I wasn't sure about you, but I was like, this kid gets
I was
it.
like a year and a half into my employment.
This kid gets it.
I've been working here for a while.
Oh my God, Gary, you're still scrolling, huh?
It's like I've crossed the threshold where it's, there we go. Here we go.
Nope, not him.
Not the, that's the right Comic Con. Hold on. Like we've crossed the line where I need to find
Why don't
it
we just
my
call
way.
Gary? Just
You
call
think you
Gary.
can do it faster than me?
I don't have Gary. Gary would not give you his phone number. Are you kidding me? He doesn't trust me. Shit. Joey, call Gary. Are we doing it?
Yeah,
Like
come on.
Joey's Alexa or something.
Well, yeah.
It'll get to her 35 seconds from now during the stream
The
delay.
stream delay. If we're even still streaming, who knows at this point? The pre-show we got taken down. Why? You'll have to go watch the
We
pre-show
did.
to find
I don't know
out.
if you can find it. It was intense.
Hello.
Hey, Gary, you're on the Kind of Funny podcast. How are you?
Yeah, I had a feeling. I'm in the car. What do you want?
This is a complimentary story to you. The guy, you were on the panel with somebody at Silicon Valley who was a famous writer, right? Who was it?
John Milius.
John Milius.
John Milius.
Thank you. All right.
Yes, you're right.
Nick
He
was
did
telling a
write
story
Red Dawn, I
about
believe.
Graham McTavish or something. I thought that was
Graham McTavish is who you. I was saying John McTiernan, and Greg said that you were on a panel with him.
I said, isn't that the guy? But it wasn't.
No, John Milius is
John McTiernan's a director, not a writer.
yeah. John Milius is a writer. Wrote Conan the Barbarian, a bunch of other great movies.
Wasn't he
in the
did
80s.
Red Dawn too, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's a director too. He directed Conan the Barbarian.
Did he really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
One day they're going to do a Milius movie, and John Goodman's going to make an amazing Milius. A great documentary about him.
There's actually a great documentary about him called Milius that you should watch. It's really interesting.
I watched it. It was good.
Gary, real quick, since I have you, before I let you go, wouldn't you say that the best Dorito is the nacho cheese Dorito, just plain red?
Gary's a cool ranch guy.
I guess.
He's a cool ranch guy.
I kind of feel like the standard baked lay is underrated as well. Like
not what we're
sometimes
talking about, Gary.
Don't throw a chair from outside.
Stay in your
all right?
lane, Gary.
We're talking about Doritos.
You're veering
here.
off track here, Gary.
No, that's good. You know, the reason why vanilla ice cream is the most popular flavor, there's a reason why the classic lay is the most popular. I imagine the regular nacho, what is it, spicy nacho? What is it?
No, it's just nacho cheese. Just nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
Yeah, Andy's over here talking crap on it.
I'm partial to a little Cool Ranch, but I like the classic one.
Okay, classic respects classic. Not any of these new flavors that have shown up that don't matter.
He just said he likes Cool Ranch.
I said I respected them. Gary, we'll see you later. I love you. Bye.
See ya.
He'll never say he loves you back.
Who's the guy that
I
did...
know. I know it though. You know what I mean?
Who's the guy that produced all of Kevin Smith's early movies?
Scott Mosier.
Yeah, Scott Mosier did Milius. He directed that, I think.
Oh, really?
Or at least produced it, yeah.
Huh.
I remember because I heard him talking with Kevin Smith and they were talking about his project and I was like, oh, that sounds fucking great. I'll watch it. And it was awesome.
Yeah?
Milius came up in the time of Lucas and Spielberg and Scorsese and all those guys when they were coming up as that school of people.
Yeah.
Milius was the writer who was just like this fucking crazy gun-toting, drug-using writer who was just larger than life.
God bless him.
And of course
What were
he
their
did Conan.
names?
What's that?
That group of auteurs.
I don't remember.
Bad boys of
They
Hollywood.
do have
had
a
a
name.
name.
They do have a name. I can't remember.
And I just got to the Office episode where they talk about the 5 families. And just the idea of the 5 families is so fucking funny to me. Like, because I'm playing Spider-Man again. And there's the thing I'm dealing with is a lot of the gangs in New York. And it's just such a great concept. I love it. We need families here.
No, we have families.
We
Yeah.
have multiple families
We
here.
got the Jobses. And
We got the Gettys brothers.
We do.
They're up to no
Gettys
good.
brothers.
They're up to no good.
The notorious Gettys brothers.
Yeah.
We have the Coelhos.
We got the Quellas. We got the Facebook guys.
Paul
There are
Last
two
Last names.
koalas. One's
The
hot.
Facebook guys?
Last names. What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. We got the
Winklevoss?
Zuckerbergs. We got the Winklevoss twins. Yeah.
This is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4. Actually, I never introduced Tim. There's Tim. Hey, Tim.
All right, what's up, motherfuckers?
4, sometimes 4 best friends gather on this table, each bringing their lives to the table to talk to you about whatever it is they want to talk about, whoever they want to call. If you like that, support us on patreon.com/kindafunny. You can get each and every episode early. How early, Andy?
You could be watching,
You could be watching it right now.
You can be
Or
watching it right
not,
now.
depending on what we got planned.
Patreon.com/kindafunny. Yeah, we live stream them as we record them, which sometimes mean when we cross the line and YouTube gets mad at us, you lose the video for a little bit or whatever.
If we get a copyright strike for John Paul Jones
From The
Bachelor.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Thank
Sorry,
you,
my
Nick. I was
apologies.
going to correct you being an asshole, but you did it
I
yourself.
did it myself.
Yeah.
No one's a bigger asshole than Nick Scarpino.
Well, Gary's up there. Just kidding, Gary.
If you got no bucks to toss our way for that post show, live show, all the stuff you can get on Patreon and get the show ad free, no big deal. You can wait. It goes up on youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe each and every Friday with ads. No pre and post show. Bonus content for you at Patreon, including, of course, the Comic Book Club, Cool Greg's Wrestling, WWE in Review, all sorts of cool stuff over there. You know what I mean?
All
Cool
sorts
Greg, I
of
like that you're
sports.
sitting there. You're just sitting there. All sorts of sports doesn't go up over there. You don't
That
play
makes
something.
it makes me happy that Cool Greg's sitting there.
Cool Greg,
Because
what do you
Greg-
want to talk about? Talking to the mic. Tell him again. What do you want to talk
See,
about?
do you like him sitting there?
Then
Don't
don't do
threaten
it.
him.
It's not a threat. And I'm not even saying he has to talk about it. He can throw out the topic and we go from there.
I like the Halloween topic. That was fun.
Yeah.
What do we do for Halloween this year? Because you threw a party one time. It was the best party
I
of my
did.
life.
I know. I agreed.
And then the next year, you're like, no, I don't want to do it again.
well, it's because again, it's the same
Unless
thing.
you guys did it without me.
Let's just start here. Let's just start here.
I mean, there was
let's
a chance
just
that
start.
there was a small group of
It's
people.
just
possible
start
you
here.
guys
Let's just start here. Okay.
just fucked me again.
Remember, there is an initiative gaining steam on the internet / around the globe.
The pepperoni diplomacy.
Yes,
Act
that's true for sure,
2019.
for sure. But to move Halloween from the 31st to the last Saturday of October every year.
Great.
It's fantastic.
Perfect.
Can
Great
we
idea.
also
I stand by
move
this.
Thanksgiving to a Friday? Because
Can
I'm
we-
tired of this Thursday bullshit.
And Super
I
Bowl
wanna
to a
work the
Saturday.
full week.
You don't like 2 days off?
I don't need it.
Thursday, Thanksgiving is key.
That's too much. Yeah, you got that's you can't change that.
All right.
Because again, it just gets you out of work. It's great.
Yeah.
We just stop working whenever we want.
I know,
Not
but like
normal
everyone
people, though.
else.
Yeah, normal
That's the
people at
thing,
normal
is-
jobs with
that's
normal
true.
When
responsibilities.
I was at IGN, we would start taking like Tuesday off.
Yeah,
Like, off
100%.
Tuesday through.
Thursday gives you that leeway.
You come in Monday as like a courtesy. I still work here, and then
Yeah.
you're on
Exactly,
Tuesday.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bounce
exactly.
off.
Do we know how like the end of our schedules, how the end of the year is looking right now?
Yeah.
Because it's getting to the point where I'm like, I need to like book flights,
The
and I
things-
like
you,
I
you
hate
can see
how-
the days off.
Pretty
that
much
are
the
on there.
last thing
Okay.
you are responsible for is The Last Jedi. No. It's Rise of
Rise of the
Skywalker. Yeah. Which can be on. So we
Sands
watch
in
it
my
Thursday
eyes.
and then Friday morning do the review. And then you're out.
All right, yeah. So here's October.
Yeah.
So we're seeing right there. See again, you're fucked. Thursday the 31st is Halloween.
Now
So
I'm saying this. You said hey,
does
we're
the
going to
week
EGLX.
start
I said,
on a
what are we going to
Sunday,
dress
Kevin
as
Coelho?
for EGLX?
You keep
as
saying
is-
that.
as is tradition. I keep saying
You
that.
keep saying,
And then
what are we
you
gonna
said
do?
to me? It's not over Halloween.
last
And
year,
to
you
which-
and I dressed as Ghostbusters at
You're awesome.
EGLX in Toronto
Both days.
because it was Halloween.
Correct.
Now you're telling
It's the
me on
week
October
prior.
18th.
Yes.
It's 2 weeks before.
You know how many people-
October 18th. You want to show up in costumes and have to explain to everybody why we're in
First
costumes.
off-
Greg, you're here telling me that, so we can start Halloween tomorrow with the pumpkin mugs. In the pre-show, you said that. Quote.
did say
I mean,
my quote.
some liberties are being taken, but yeah, okay. Halloween time starts whenever you want it to, but that means watching movies and listening to pumpkin
You can do
music.
that, but you can't just do the actual thing of dressing up.
I'm just saying it was so perfect last year.
That's
for
what I'm
why
saying.
we dressed up.
We double down this year. First off, it's a fan expo. So there's going to be people dressed up in all sorts of all manner of things.
Sure.
We will
A lot
fit
of
in no
Johnny
matter
Ace
what.
cosplay I heard.
What I'm going to throw out there is Harry Potter this year. We dress as Harry Potter. We bring Cool Greg. Cool Greg can be my Hagrid.
Now we're just bringing Cool Greg can't go to Toronto.
Oh, Cool Greg can't. Toronto.
We're trying to figure it out. I've been
Oh, yeah?
DMing them. They haven't been responding, but we're figuring it out.
You've been DMing Canada.
Yeah,
Huh.
Canada, yeah.
Just DMing Canada.
I pray to God that's a true story.
That'd be amazing.
I wish you could show me your DMs with them.
I've been messaging them for Shelly. I don't know if it's actual DMs though.
I just want to see it. I'm not not because I think and it's not. This isn't. I don't believe
Here's
you.
what I'll say.
This is just such a perfect story that I want to see.
Andy, you're coming with us to Toronto.
It's us three, the three
You're going
amigos.
back. You had so much fun at CNE that you're like, let's go again. This time, unfortunately,
pickle
I'm
pizza.
going to join you. So,
More pickle pizza.
No, we're not eating pickle pizza when we go there. We're going back to that wing
don't
place.
get to
we went
fucking
first.
say
It was
what you-
good. Or that underground
That first
wing
night?
place. Yeah. It was
No,
good.
okay.
What do you want to dress as? There's three
So
of
we
us.
have to dress.
We don't have to.
Here's
dress.
what I'm gonna do.
I mean, I
We
can
don't
take
have
back
to
my
dress.
Star-Lord stuff.
Here's what I'm gonna float out there. We do it, but just because we're kind of funny and it's a fun bit, ha 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 ha. We dress up
Ghostbusters again.
in our well, of course I'm not gonna say no to that, but we dress up in our costumes for EGLX and then continue to wear the costumes every day of work until Halloween.
No.
I'll answer that question with a question. How did that Batman costume smell when you wore it
Oh,
on
it's great.
Sunday?
That one's a beefy relic.
Is it?
I was explaining the
Beefy and Dorito Supreme?
I was telling everybody, I'm just like, yeah, you know how this thing started? This is like Nick's suit that he wore to that thing with Ty, where Ty was Robin.
It was so my buddy got married and his what do they call that night before the wedding?
Bachelor party.
The rehearsal dinner was it was because they got married in October. Was you had to wear a costume.
Brilliant.
So me and Ty went as Batman and Robin, but Ty, a solid 4 inches taller than me, was Robin. It was great, and I mean, I was this little
awesome.
chubby furry Batman. Next to
Furry Batman.
super fun.
Are you furry?
I was just had hair coming out of everywhere. I'm a beautiful man.
Bearded Batman.
Bearded Batman. One of our
Bearded
best
Batman.
ideas
The best,
we've ever
the
had.
best kind of funny show that's never existed.
We'll do it one day.
No, we
One
won't.
day.
No,
Yeah,
we
one
won't.
day
We won't. All right, it's fine then. So, what do you want to dress as at EGLX in Toronto, Andy? So far, you've
Damn.
proposed you want to maybe just rehash your Star-Lord outfit.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
cool.
yeah. I mean, you could be the Hulk.
God damn.
I mean,
What's
if
that,
you're gonna
Tim?
be Star-Lord, I'll be Drax. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Looking at the calendar,
Sure.
realizing there's a lot.
A lot happening.
We got a lot to do, and a lot of things to move.
I don't really know how to find
Movers and shakers
Okay.
in the biz.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago.
Go ahead and read
This one. Can you read it?
Sure. So now,
The cool G.
start there.
Yeah.
So A Low tweeted at you and said, "Cool G, you are an international treasure. You are an international treasure because we treasure you out here in Canada too. Cool Greg responded and added Canada. I'm telling you, your people fuck with me. It's really time to squash the beef. You just being petty now. Yes, Cool Greg. Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
They're just being petty.
People
Let him in the
fuck with
country.
me.
Big deal, you know?
Like it cuts to
makes
Justin
sense.
Trudeau and he's just like,
No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
It's amazing.
I don't know what to dress as. It would have to be something like trio sort of
Three
based.
amigos?
It's too old.
Yeah.
People, but the one person that is my age will get it and he'll laugh.
Sure,
He'll
sure.
laugh.
What's up, Kev?
Can we go back to the party talk?
We're gonna get there. We're doing chronologically.
I think that we should have the party here, like we did with New Year's.
We had that last year, didn't we?
You
No,
did?
it wasn't last year at Greg's house. Yeah,
No, 2 years ago was
It
Greg's
was
house.
Wednesday. Wasn't it Wednesday last year at Greg's house? What was it?
I don't think we did something at my house last year. It was a year before we did
Yeah.
a big thing at my house
That's
on
an
the weekend.
Splatoon.
Yeah. Then
must have said-
I can't
yeah.
remember. What we did last year, but we did do something. I think I might have just drank it.
Oh, we were here. I was
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
That's what I'm saying. We were here.
Yeah. All right,
You
let's
guys
do that again.
Had a party here or what's up?
Yeah, you knew you were invited. You just
Andrea
didn't come.
called you. Andrea called you.
I do remember that. Yeah,
That
she
was
was
funny.
there.
You said you were gonna come.
Oh, I did. Yeah. It was like late. It was late.
I'm so running late. I'll get there. I'll be there.
Nah, I just to get started at like 8. I'm like, ooh, that's late. That's a little late for me. Can we start at 6 p.m., please? Next time.
6 p.m. until 7:20.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll just Skype in.
What if you're Drax? I'm Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon.
I would do it.
Sure.
I would do it.
I
The
would
problem
do
is
it.
we're picking costumes for us, not you, that just require a lot of makeup and time. You know what I
That's
mean?
true, yeah.
Not necessarily.
I'm not gonna be able to wake up every morning at EJLX and slather on this Drax makeup. And
Fat
get out
Thor?
there.
Give him a Sharpie,
rude.
Greg. Just give Nick a marker. Take off
Fat
your
Thor is
shirt and just
great.
let him go.
Fat Thor is played out already. Because here's the thing.
No, you go
Is that
shirtless.
no, you go. Okay, that's fair. That's a better take on Fat Thor.
You love it. You love showing off your belly.
Well, yeah, I don't want to be naked. That's not the problem. It's just like I don't want to be. There's gonna be a billion Fat Thors.
Yeah, but a lot of them are going to be like.
I don't mind my
nah.
dong hanging out, drinking.
This year's Fat Thor is going to be like the
Joker.
Harley Quinn sort of
Yeah.
like shit of the past few years, and it's going to be
Daenerys
very
and
overplayed.
Jon Snow.
All I'm saying
Daenerys
is
and
you
Jon
have
Snow.
2 months to grow your beard out. And we
Okay.
can put on a couple more LBs for this.
Okay,
Couple more LBs. And get your little blonde wig, Fat Thor. Done.
done.
You got
Braids.
Who are you gonna be?
I'll
Rocket,
be Valkyrie.
still.
I'll be Valkyrie. That's what I'll be.
You'll be Valkyrie. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're. Oh,
No, I'll be Rocket. I don't care. Here's what's funny about Greg. Greg's like, oh, it involves all this makeup. But you all didn't see the extra suitcase he brought last year to EGLX with all of his Ghostbusters stuff that was bursting out of it to the point
That's
where I was
great.
like, I can't fit more stuff on my belt. It gave me like a back problem because I had so much shit on my belt.
You're not committed to the cause. That's your problem.
This is
You know
the
what I mean?
problem.
This is your problem. Right
Ghost
there.
ain't gonna bust
Yeah.
himself, man.
It's true.
All right, more to think about, I guess. But yeah, we could do a party here. Yeah, fine. Thursday. Tim, you gonna come?
Thursday night party.
Tim doesn't look like he wants to come. You took down the calendar. I don't even know what that means. What about the 26th?
I imagine it's the Saturday.
Oh, I
Saturday.
won't be in town, so do whatever the fuck you want.
What?
That's right.
Again?
That's
See?
right.
If they had it, I'm at a wedding.
God, we're hitting that
I'm
damn wedding
marrying.
season
I'm marrying
again.
Sean,
Wow.
Who the fuck's Sean?
PR guy, friend,
You don't
obviously,
need
but
to
he's
marry him.
from
Back
the
out of
industry.
that. This is gonna be more fun.
I mean, it's a good point that his wedding's butting up against Halloween. He's not doing any kind of costume rehearsal dinner or anything.
That just seems like a mistake.
Seems like a missed opportunity. if
Kevin,
ever
I
heard one.
hate that this calendar's set up. I hate it.
Why? Weeks start on Monday. That's
Yeah,
the
no,
right way.
Yeah, no, it throws me
Google
off too.
recently auto changed their shit so that it turned into this. And I was like, no.
Really? I didn't see
I
that.
went
Yeah,
into
it
the, I
happened
went
to me, and
into
I
the
had,
settings.
I had to go in the settings and change it back. I'm like,
I think Kevin just went
just
into
so
your
used to
computer.
it.
Yeah, 100%.
We should start on Monday. Let's all understand that.
Absolutely.
But
It's
like,
throwing me
we-
off, though.
We've been taught forever that they start on Sunday. At
But
least
we've
visually.
seen calendars our whole lives that
Fight
where
it.
the 2 off
Fight
days
it.
bookend the bullshit.
It's like
You
watching.
get the cool things and the bullshit in the middle.
It's like looking at things in dark mode. It's just patently wrong.
Here's my thing is what
No,
I'll
you're
say,
full of
and,
shit.
and this is
We see
gonna.
things in the light.
I understand me and Andy don't see eye to eye already on the Doritos issue. I think Sunday is a bullshit day. I don't like Sunday. Sunday is always depressing because as the hours start clicking by, you're like, ah, shit, school tomorrow. Got to go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't
So
stay
you
up
say
and drink
cut it out.
tonight.
I've said
I would take 2 Sundays for one Monday though.
Well, then you'd have a Saturday, so it doesn't count.
I've said this story before of like, you know, back in the day during Sundays, when you were a kid, when the clock would hit 6 p.m. That's when I knew.
Sundays, yeah.
Yeah, Linda
When Nick
Ellerby
News was about to come on,
fucking
God, we're right there, Andy.
Linda Ellerby on TV. I'm like, get off the screen, Linda. I'm trying to have fun.
Why are they wasting our weekend? Like, Nickelodeon would be so much. We're getting some as Told by Ginger. We're getting some fun stuff. And all of a sudden, Nick News comes
Somebody
on.
needs to
I don't
tell
need
you.
to know about the Iraqi crisis.
Yeah, they do. You need to know.
I'm 10 years old.
Not on Sunday nights.
You need to know about HIV. I remember watching that one. They had a big round table about that. All the kids on their little beanbags talking about HIV.
Yeah,
serious?
they did.
Remember? Oh my
I want to
god.
talk shit about something, and I haven't had
Linda
a good excuse
Ellerby.
to bring it up. But you bring it up Sundays is a perfect segue for this. I've been listening to the radio every once in a while, just like on the drive to
Whoa.
work.
Just remember how much you hate it.
Crazy stuff. I'm just bopping around, and there's one station that the KOIT here,
Coit.
96.5. It's the one that you can only enjoy for a couple more months because then it just turns into Christmas forever. Every time I've been driving in the mornings listening to this station, Manic Monday comes on.
Just
another Madonna?
Monday.
Not Madonna. Who's it by?
Not Madonna.
Cool.
It's like it's a one-hit wonder kind of situation.
Got it. Regardless, that song, it's like cool and it gets stuck in your head or whatever. The lyrics are fucking trash.
What?
And I hate that towards the end, like she just starts like responding
Wish
to
it was
herself.
a Sunday.
Yeah, and wish it was a
Bengals.
Sunday.
Not a one-hit wonder
Not
at
a
all.
one-hit wonder at
Not a
all.
one-hit wonder at all. I
Wish it was a
apologize,
Sunday.
Bengals.
That's my fun day.
Yeah.
First off, lazy ass lyrics. That just rhymed, so you just said it. Second
Well,
off, Sunday's
A
no
lot
one's
of
fun
people
day.
say Sundays are fun days.
Sunday
They're
fun day.
idiots and they're wrong.
That's what I'm
Yeah, they're
saying,
wrong,
though.
yeah.
Like, get out of here, Bengal.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone outside of a really big football fan, and that's only for a little bit of time, say Sundays are their fun days.
Sunday
Sundays
does suck. Yeah, you're right. Ken.
Right? 'Cause
Or
you-
you're right, Greg. Because I get into that thing where, I stay up so late at night and I wake up really, really late. And when that happens on Sunday, I know that I can't do that again. When it's Friday and I go to bed super late and I wake up like at fucking noon, 1 p.m., and I'm just like, oh, dude, I can do this again tonight.
Just hit reorder on whatever the Postmates order was.
Yes, dude.
it's
Oh my
coming.
God. Yes. I had some Steve Aoki pizza
did
in
you?
LA this weekend.
Yeah.
It was night one after Overwatch League ended.
Sure.
I went back to the
Dallas
hotel.
Fuel shit the bed as usual.
They did, yeah. It was real bad. It was pretty bad.
I heard there's talk about bouncing him from the league.
I've
It's
become
so
like,
bad.
I've become like really good friends with Matt Taylor, who like is the GM of the team, and like we hung out and we drank a lot and we just talked about bullshit. And
You
Yeah.
guys talk about me? Or?
no, we didn't talk about
Any
it.
kind of
No,
funny
he just
stuff?
asked. He just asked about like how how I got to this place and all of our
You're like a
past and all this
plane.
bullshit. It was cool. Like he talked about how he like came from esports and he was in North Carolina doing like Call of Duty competitive, and then eventually he like moved everywhere. And now they're actually next year of the Overwatch League, they're actually having home teams.
Oh, nice. Like people
not-
are going to travel and play?
Yeah, they're not like, so what they're doing is like they're doing a weekend where in Dallas, all the teams are going to Dallas and they all play there and they all play their games. And the next time they go to either London or LA or Vancouver or wherever. And he was like, yeah, I get to move to Dallas now. And now that's like going to be my permanent spot. I haven't had a permanent spot in forever because we knew LA wasn't going to last very long. We knew we were all eventually moving. What was it? What the fuck was I talking about? Aoki Pizza. Holy shit. On another level in LA.
Even
dude.
better down there.
Yeah.
Did they have a standalone shop? Because this isn't here. It's a pop-up. You were trying to tell me that one
Well,
time.
I think, but I ordered it and I actually got the Aoki box. It wasn't just this regular.
Is it shaped like
Oh.
Steve Aoki's face?
Yeah, it's his glasses or whatever.
You
Does
pull
he have
every slice
glasses?
out of his mouth somehow. It's like a rotating.
It's his hair.
dispenser.
Yeah, he does have hair.
It's the hair. Yeah, it came in like a red box with the Pizza Aoki logo. I was like,
Wow.
oh my God, this is legit.
This is a real
Popped
thing.
it in, played a lot of Creature in the Well.
Yeah.
Chomping down on this pizza. Holy shit, it was incredible. Great night, Greg. Great night, Greg.
Sounds like you had a great vacation.
I was very, it was a
How did the
little
interview
lonely.
go?
Huh?
How'd the interview at Funhouse go? Was it good?
Yeah, it was weird when I
So
saw.
smooth.
I was like, "Oh, it's cool." Andy went down for this, and then like the next day, oh look, there's Achievement Hunter and Funhouse on stage in front of Andy.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, yeah.
Weird that they.
Both teams are giving me their pitches, so it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
No, but so Friday I was supposed to go to the offices, maybe record stuff. I don't know. They were supposed to do a junk stream, but then Lawrence ended up having jury
Appendicitis.
duty.
Oh.
Yeah, appendicitis. He had jury duty, so they canceled the stream or whatever. But dude, I had like a horrible night. The Friday night, I slept like 2, maybe 3 hours.
Why?
I don't know, dude. I just like
couldn't sleep in the
fucking
hotel room
sleep.
or what?
No. Here.
Oh, here.
Before I flew out there. So I get there on Friday, like at noon,
Mm-hmm.
expecting to have a whole day Friday. I was like, I'm going to my hotel. I'm just going to crash the fuck out. And it was like, not the greatest hotel. It's a little Ramada. But
like every once in a while, I like a
Tomato.
Ramada.
Dude, the AC cranked up underneath those blankets.
It sounds like it's rattling because it's trying to push out so much
Yeah.
cold air.
I slept until like fucking 8 p.m., dude. It
Yeah,
was
you
so
did.
great, man.
There's nothing
Had a
better
great
than that
night.
when you can actually do that midday nap. That
yeah.
as Felicia Day once called the
Disco
disco
nap.
nap.
Why is it disco nap?
Because you nap and then you
Because
go out
she
and
goes,
disco.
yeah, you go out and you nap during the
Oh.
like mid-afternoon to evening, and then you can
Dude.
go party all night. At the
That
disco.
just reminds me of like spring break / South by Southwest, where you take a little midday nap and then you go back out and party.
It's Disneyland.
Disneyland time. I almost went to Disneyland. Almost
Fucked
went.
up. You
So
done
my
fucked
buddy
up. It
Jeff.
would've been a great time to
my
go.
buddy Jeff, his wife works for Universal and can get tickets to like all that whole shit. And I was trying to like plan around. I knew it was Alana's birthday on Saturday, so she wanted to do something, but then I think she was just like too drunk, or like she did a boat day or whatever.
Yeah, with all our friends. She invited all our
Day
real
drinking.
friends out there.
Oof.
It was like, but the weird thing, I don't know who any of them were. It was weird. I expected to see like people from Funhouse or like
No,
maybe
no,
like
come on.
It was a bunch of random people I'd never seen in my life.
It's just like here. As soon as the camera's off, we walk away from each other. We
Yeah,
don't
you're
talk to
right.
each
You're
other.
right.
Yeah.
So I almost did Disneyland on Saturday after the Dallas Fuel match, but I ended up
It
just
would have
staying
been
the whole day.
an amazing weekend to go because D23 is happening. So every famous person was there.
Yeah, that would have been
Like-
really awesome.
Look left and right. You would have seen
Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Hillary
Mark
Duff.
Hamill.
Mark
again.
Paul Gosselaar.
Mark
Oh my
Wahlberg,
God.
all the marks.
Mark Bulger.
They just marks. They just invite marks.
What the fuck was I talking about? I don't know, man. I had a good weekend.
Start with
Good
good pizza.
I had a chill weekend in LA. The Overwatch League matches were really cool. I got in touch with a couple of people who work for Overwatch League that hopefully maybe want to like have us do stuff. Which
Do
would
they
be
know how big of a
fucking
fan
cool.
I am of the Dallas
They
Fuel?
do, yeah, they do, yeah.
them that?
I told them
Exactly.
that like Burn Blue has become just like a dumb motto for KFAF, even though like most people don't even really know what it means or
Or what
care, but it
KFAF
just
is.
became a thing. Yeah, because they're having the grand finals in Philadelphia.
Streets of
At the end of September. And they sold out like whatever arena that the 76ers play at.
O2.
So it's like
O2?
it's 19,000. It's full like
Yeah.
esports thing. I was like, wow, that's fucking awesome. It's gonna be really really cool. But the LA
Sounds
homestand,
loud.
very very small. Like this weekend was supposed to be special for LA. It was supposed to be like a couple months ago they had the Dallas homestand in like a 5,000 seated sort of like big area, and it looked awesome on camera. Cool big wide like sweeping shots of like the crowd. It was massive. Here was just like a little tiny place.
This is the same place you went to before when you watched them? Before?
No, because normally they play at Burbank.
Okay.
They play it in like it's basically like a TV studio. That's where they have all the big LED walls
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
I love it. It's cool.
But this time, since it's like a special homestand, it's like, hey, we're rallying the troops and everybody come out for this one. It was like a place that almost sat the equal amount of people. It was called the Novo in LA Live.
Oh, I know Nova.
It's near Smashburger, like across
I think
from.
a lot of parties are there during E3.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that is because there's the big
yeah,
the
'cause there's the
Microsoft
Nokia
theater
center.
that
It-
used
there's
to be
like a-
Nokia.
There's like
yeah.
a stage and there's like a balcony kind of, but it doesn't seat a whole lot.
I know it.
But
Unless it's where
you know.
AEG. Remember that there was some weird staging in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't picture it.
Yeah, it's
in
a
my
little small
mind's eye.
theater. A little small theater. But I'm excited for next year to. I want to go out to Dallas and go watch
big.
some shit.
It's cool
Or
that you
go
do
home,
that.
or you could do both if you're going to Dallas. Pretty close.
Go big and go home.
And you can't play no games in the RGB.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a good point. Yeah, there's a
You
band
can
over
play,
there.
what is it?
They
Creature
wanted
of
to
the Month?
actually. They wanted to play Overwatch there, but they're like, no games.
Not allowed. Not allowed.
And when you when you land, they take away all your
just take
game
away your
systems.
Switch.
They delete all the games off your phone. And it's like, no,
They're the
John.
same.
I was cutting it close last week when we were coming back from Toronto, where I had actually had the jury duty notice that I was supposed to, if it possibly report on Monday. And so I called, like Friday from Canada, and they were like, oh, you don't have to report on Monday. But you call back every day to figure out. I never called back.
You're gonna get arrested.
Totally fucking forgot about it. Saw it this morning in my bag. I was like, all right, yeah,
It'll be
I
good
should.
content, dude.
Yeah. When I get arrested?
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume they didn't need
Then
me.
you wouldn't be.
I remember,
allowed to go
didn't
to
you just
Canada.
throw yours away for years? You didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, for the first 29 years of my life, I just never responded,
Yeah.
and I seem to be fine. But
Well,
I don't know. There might have
the
been a
last time
warrant.
you called in, it was fine.
Yeah, last time
Yeah.
I called and it was totally fine,
Yeah.
and I didn't need to go in. Thank God.
There's
my civic
nothing
duty.
that gives
Civil
me
duty,
anxiety.
Civic duty. Civic duty.
There's nothing that gives me more anxiety, or anxiety, I should say, quite like jury duty,
It's horrible.
because you get the thing, and then it's just a countdown.
I just wish I knew. Just tell me. Do you need me or not?
Do you need me? Yeah. Why
Call
can't
every
you
day?
just tell me when you need me? And I get it. The court systems are very complex. trials go on a little longer than they think. They get punted. New evidence is always coming to light
That's
in these
true.
murder cases, so I understand it. But like, yeah, I'm not going to be a good jury member. I'm not going to
Yeah,
be.
you are. You'd
Look
be
at
great.
me. Fuck,
You'd
I'm
be the
so by
foreman. You'd be
rules.
the
I
foreman
was
in a
almost.
second.
I
You're
was
so
almost.
by the rules.
But I played it too humble last time. I was like, guys, I just think that we should pick the right person. And it got some like school teacher got it. I was like, I'm clearly the right person for the foreman. I go up there. I'm a stand-up comedian now. I can talk in front of people.
Exactly.
I'll fucking nail that.
We the jury.
You're just
fucking-
gonna
Watch
be
this.
the
Watch this.
lawyer.
Watch this. Everybody, close your eyes. Guilty.
fucking nail that.
Wow.
Do you feel the power?
Yeah.
But also like the
Guilty.
humility.
I just love Nick so much. Watch this. Close your eyes.
It's not like you're trying to deliver it like the Kryptonian Council and Superman.
Guilty.
Guilty.
And then I put you in a big
Guilty.
penis pod and shoot you up to space.
I wanted to make two.
All right, that was Man of Steel.
I wanted to mention two things about my LA trip.
Here we go.
At the Novo,
You've already talked about Creature in the Well and the pizza.
at the Novo, they had a bathroom attendant.
I don't like this.
So?
No, I don't like these.
It's an
Worse.
esports fucking thing. Like, why do we have
In
a,
LA,
It's probably
Nobody
the venue.
wants to feel even
what
more
if Jack
awkward having
Nicholson
to deal
came
with
there to
this.
sit front row and watch the Dallas Fuel and the LA Sparks go at it? And he's like, he goes to the bathroom.
That's actually
he's
a
gonna wipe
WNBA
his own
team.
ass.
It's a WNBA team.
I know.
But yeah, so bathroom. I like
Hate 'em.
I went to the.
hate these poor people. I mean, I feel for them. You're doing your job. That's great. But man, I
I
just
hate these
fucking
for a
people.
great out of context quote.
I don't mean poor as in
Yeah, yeah.
financially. I just mean like they literally
It
have
stopped
to
me in
sit-
my tracks because I thought you did for a second. Like, no, I
just
get
mean,
it.
like,
I get it.
You think about you work in a bathroom, so people
Yeah.
are just coming in and shitting all day long. You're hearing
Or just doing
you know like
drugs.
like old dudes come in and they're just like they're totally like oblivious to how much sound their
not
asshole
oblivious,
makes.
they just don't
And they just
care.
sit down. It's like,
First off, for the record, I'm sorry. I can't not shit. I can't shit quietly. What
you
do you
don't
want me
shit
to
in a
do?
bathroom like that when there's an attendant. You pee.
That's
you
on
zip
him.
up. No.
If I got to shit, I'm
no.
shitting. If
I
I
took
got to
a- I
shit
took a
out
big
there,
old
if I'm
dump.
out there in the Novo Stadium
I went to-
watching the
I was
Sparks
at-
slam a jam and I got a cold and I got to go take a
The
shit.
last time I had to shit in a public bathroom, I walked in and I sat down and there was someone next to me and I could tell just by the ruffling of the paper and the that he was almost finishing up. I held it. Let him go.
know. By the time I
Heard
get
him,
in there-
heard him wash his hands. He walks out. There you go. Now it's my turn. Now it's my
Dumper
time.
time.
It's our time. My time. Do you understand me? But if there's a bathroom, if I know there's a bathroom
Too
attendant in
bad,
there
is my thing.
listening, I'm like, I can't. It's gonna.
If
it's
I'm
gonna come out, but
shitting,
it's not
if
gonna come out
I'm
right.
shitting in a public toilet, it usually means it's a photo finish, and I don't care who's in there. It's happening. It's happening.
It's an
All right.
emergency.
All
That's
right.
not my problem with them, though. Like that is an inconvenience, but it's the idea that they expect a tip.
Yeah.
It's like I
hate
do
it.
not like
I don't carry
many
cash with
things
me.
that expect tips. Like I
Can
feel
I
like
Venmo
there's-
you?
like at a hotel, it's like, hey, Mr. Bellman, whatever the fuck, what are they called?
bellhops.
Bellhops. Leave me. I don't even want to tell you no. I can carry my bags.
Every single time they get out, do you need some help? I'm like, nope, got it.
Yeah.
And it's not because I think my generation might have been the last generation that even like that had to grapple with the whole tip thing because most people just it's not done that much from what I understand now. But the older generations, you'd always see in movies, it was so cool. They'd be like, thank you for your help, and they give them like the dollar or two. I don't know how much to give. It gives me anxiety.
Totally.
Is it a 20% thing? How much are you charging me for the service? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I never carry cash with me anywhere. I went to Vegas one time with our old
Fran
sports
Mirabella.
editor. No,
John Robinson.
Remember Bill?
Yeah, Bill Barnwell.
And he was cool. And the guy got his bag for him, and Bill gave him the handshake with the cash in it.
Nice.
Because he had been to Vegas a bunch. He goes, that's how you do it. If you give them the money, they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Bill,
You're never gonna see that
we're
guy
going
again.
to I was like, hey, we're going to a video game event. They're going to take care of us. And B, what are you getting taken care of here?
Yeah, the bodies.
Is that it?
Yeah, totally.
They know where
totally.
the drugs are?
We had a moment in Toronto where I think each one of us will admit 95% of the time we're fucking something up, but nobody notices.
Yeah.
And Tim totally caught me fucking up, where I signed the thing and pushed it back to the waitress, and then we walked to get a beer, and Tim's like, "So what's the like tipping protocol in Canada?" I'm like, "Oh, you're supposed to tip." I totally fucked that up. Like it was that thing where she had given me the card reader, and I was like, "A weird. Do you want to say yes?" And I
Yeah,
said yes,
I don't like those.
expecting
Yeah,
there
the
to be a
card
tip
reader
thing,
fucked
but the
everything
tip
up in
thing was
Toronto.
the thing, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I just gave you nothing."
That's their fucking fault for
Yeah.
those stupid table card reader things.
That's
they
not
have.
her
They do
fault. That's
all-
Canada. Canada does that.
But they got to come over. Here's the thing. You know I'm a dumb American, okay? You see me, you
It's
see how I'm
starting here.
dressed,
It's
you hear my
starting.
stupid accent. You know I'm a dumb fuck American. You gotta walk me through the steps of
But
how
they
to
don't
tip
know
me.
that it's weird to us.
They should
have the
know.
handheld thing.
That's their fault.
The ramen
When I see
joint
the
in the
handheld
sunset now
thing
does it.
isn't weird. Like it's like inconvenient because we're not used to it. But it's like the order of questions and
Yeah,
what you need,
it's different every
that's
time.
just
It's different
wrong.
every time.
And
It's
the problem is, like, they do the thing here too, like with a lot of the machines where it's like, especially now with like the iPad where you like swivel and whatever. It's like that makes it so easy where like, do you want to tip a percentage? And they have the percentages there.
Dollar
But I hate it when
You nailed it. You
when-
nailed it. Now, here's the problem though. It's like 10, 15, 20. It's like, okay, cool. Normally, I'm going to go 20 just because like that feels right. But when you start it goes 25, 20, whatever. It's like, you might not get shit now
No, I
just
gotta do
because
math
you're
now.
asking for
Well,
way
that's
too
the thing is like,
goddamn
yeah,
much.
especially when it's like a coffee or whatever, and it's the 20%, and it's like, whoa, I'm not telling you like $7 for this. I'll give you a buck or two. I mean,
I feel like,
gotta go
when,
other
it comes
amounts.
when it comes to things like coffee and stuff, like I feel like the
$1.
protocol goes out the window. It turns to
$1.
$1.
Yeah. That's it.
Like maybe $1. Like for alcohol, I feel like at some point
$1
depending
a
on
drink.
what- $1 a drink.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
$1
I've had-
drink for me. Yeah.
I've been to bars where it says on the thing, hey, you know, these are hardworking people. 20% is generally what you would tip any service person. To which I reply, no. It took you 5 seconds to pour that fucking drink for me. If I ordered a beer, I'm gonna tip you 20% on a beer. It took you. I go by time, right? And this is what I like when I do a Postmates order. I'm like, that guy just worked for me for 45 minutes. I'm gonna give him a couple more dollars.
and
than
I do
normally
not
would.
like it. The thing, do you want to tip now? Like, no, when I get it, I'll tip.
motherfucker.
I'll
Oh, no.
tip when I get it.
I'm
How
not- I'm
fast
not
is it getting
tipping.
here?
Because fucking Postmates guy is gonna be like, oh, you already tipped me. I'll take my sweet ass time.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll dip my balls in his burrito.
Oh, Jesus.
I think DoorDash has that problem though, where DoorDash says you can tip them when they get there, or you can tip them right now. Here are the amounts. Problem with tipping them when they get there, I don't know how to fucking tip them when they get there. I don't have cash.
Oh, you can't do it later?
Like
No, you can do it in the app.
Really? Okay.
It'll
okay.
say, hey, don't forget you can tip your person. Especially,
Got it.
I don't know about DoorDash, but Postmates, it pops up and says rate and tip.
I guess
and then I'll go boom and I'll hit them up with a couple
I guess I'm
bucks.
so used to like when you order Pizza Hut through or Domino's through just like the website on your phone.
Yeah.
And it says, oh, you can tip them when they get there, but that. It's not an app thing. It doesn't like close afterwards and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, your
No,
food arrived."
Postmates
Blah, blah,
is
blah.
like Uber, where afterward you can go in and
Got
tip
it.
them. And I've actually started.
And the ones where you
tipping
can
Ubers
tip
as
in
well.
advance, at least on, hold on, Caviar now.
Hmm.
When you tip it, you can tip in advance, and then you can change it for 2 hours after. Too.
Got
So
it.
if
I'm
it
not
was a
doing
bad
that.
thing,
I'm not. I don't like confrontation that much. Where I'm like, I feel like I can't. I always tip a little, even if it's terrible, because I know they're working hard.
Sure,
they're out there delivering.
but
food.
it's like
They
the guy
gotta
in
go
New
to
York,
Taco Bell
the
for
guy
me.
who in New York who rolled up on a bike in a rainstorm. He didn't get a tip. I don't care how hard you're working. Why'd you fucking ride a bike in a rainstorm
That
and try to bring
guy-
pizza and ruin Andy's adventure?
That guy should lay down on a crowded
Ruin my
freeway.
adventure,
That
dude.
guy was an
Yeah.
idiot.
Ruined my fucking adventure.
I thought I had it. I thought I had it.
So the fucking the bathroom attendant
Got
had
an idiot.
food and snacks inside
That's
of the
no good.
restroom.
No,
Now
that's
mints
not too far.
that are wrapped are fine. If you have a mint
Everything
with
was
food-
wrapped. Everything was
Like a
wrapped. Okay,
granola bar?
there wasn't.
Did he have
food.
one of those like long
Fig
sandwiches from Subway?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take this one.
I got an Italian sub here.
I got
too.
some
You
fucking
that?
chicken tenders. No, it was just a lot of like candies and like Mentos and
Yeah.
like Starbursts and weird. But again, like I'm washing my hands and then like as I'm washing them, he's handing me paper towels. Like fuck,
like,
man.
hey, man.
Hey, he
Once
knows.
you
He knows
accept
the deal.
paper towel, you're tipping.
No.
Yeah.
I will. I mean, I'll avoid it, but if he's there being aggressive about it, and I take
give
it,
him
and
one
I,
of those.
and I haven't enjoyed it.
give him the
if I haven't
regular
enjoyed
wing.
the service, sometimes it's good
I haven't
conversation.
enjoyed the paper towel.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. You're at your freaking Overwatch thing. Everybody's drinking Mountain Dew, wearing their mom's shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're at a wedding and you got a bathroom attendant at wedding, and I'm in a suit, oh, here you go, sir. Yeah, remember me. I'll be back in a little bit. Save me one of them toothpicks. You know what I mean?
Don't let the toothpicks go. I want one.
Don't give away the pink Starburst.
Fucking toothpicks. Get some now-and-laters?
It was
Now,
really
at
weird.
this table, right now, I will never pay a man in a bathroom.
No. I think it's just...
Okay, so you won't pay a bathroom attendant.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. And here's the thing, like, yeah, I've been to a ton of bachelor parties. You know this. You know my feelings on bachelor parties and strip clubs now. I'm over it. I don't do this shit anymore. But the strip clubs are where it's the worst. It's the fucking worst because there's always like 30 dudes in the bathroom and the bathroom attendant's there and people are using the cologne and shit and eating the and I'm like, whoa, you're touching everything.
Even now, when I go downtown for like demos and stuff in the off, you know, for video games in the fancy offices or whatever.
Intercontinental.
No, not even that. I'm talking about like fancy offices, like when I go to Facebook or something like that.
Oh,
and I'll go in there, and they have like the flossers in the public bathroom, like the ones you put, you know, you ding, ding, ding. But it's like the little handled ones.
Yeah.
But they're loose.
Nope.
Can't do
No,
that. Like
thank
I
you.
can't. I don't want everybody else in that Facebook thing reaching in there, grabbing them, and then I'm touching one. Not that I'm gonna floss at a Facebook
I
demo,
think
but
I went to
They're even worse at fuckbook. You ever see the ads for fuckbook?
No,
It's a
but
porn
that's
thing.
hot.
Yeah, that is.
There's always like fake fuckbook. Find girls in your area. Like the thing.
Where do you come down on this? I went to Google one time and
Sure.
they had the self-serve like little tiny Dixie cups for the
Mouthwash. Sure.
I'm okay with
Are
that.
they upside down stacked on each other?
Upside down stacked.
Okay, cool.
So you're not
If
doing
I'm
like-
pulling it off, is it in any kind of receptacle, or are all the
there,
rims
so if you pull
exposed?
one off, it's possible you pull one off and got two, and you reach in and grab the other one and put it back on top.
That's a bad one.
That's a possibility.
That's a bad one. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, because I was worried about this with the ones where like, you go to ask for water at a coffee shop. They go, there's water over there. I go, oh, because I look over and it's always the stack of cups. There's one sitting there that someone just put right back on.
trying
Or
to think about
it's
it.
the one where you pull out the thing, but you get two, and then you're like,
shove them back in.
do I take the top off and put it right back in?
We went to Tartine the other day, and I got a nice coffee, and we were getting to go, and I went over there.
Tartine sounds like the most expensive place in the world.
Pretty
It's pretty expensive.
and I was like, "Can I get a straw?" They're like, "Oh, they're right here." And like, they were just a giant cup of straws there, like all loose. And I was like, "Oh, I got one." I'm like, "I'm just not gonna think about all the other people who've touched this
I
or
don't like
grazed
it.
it." Because
There's a,
my
bunch of,
fingers.
there's a bunch of ticks
At
on
this
there.
point, I'll take whatever I can get.
The worst is I was
Straws.
up when I went up to Calistoga the last couple weekends ago. I sat. We were waiting for a table, and I ordered a Diet Coke, and the guy gave me a Diet Coke, and I was like, "Can I get a straw?" The guy's like, "Yeah, no problem." I like when they do the courtesy napkin with the straw. And hand it to you.
Oh.
This guy was like, "Boom, just give me the straw." And he put it in my thing, and I was like, "Oh." And then I was like, "Well, I'm fine. I'm like relaxed. I'm having a good time." But I was hungry. So I was like, "Hey," and he was refilling the jar of olives, and I was like, "You know what? It's a weird request, but I like the cocktail olives every once in a while. Can I get a couple of those?" The guy's like, "Sure." Reached in with his hand and started putting them on a thing. Dropped one on the ground, reached in again, put it on, speared it with a thing, and then just handed me the toothpick. And I was like, fuck it. I
Okay.
was like, at this point, he's already.
I would've walked out of the
I
fucking
expect
building.
you to like bite on it and
Machine gun all three.
Bar culture in general. I'm just like, it's not sanitary back there.
Sure, but
And
I don't need
realize-
to see it. I don't want to think about it.
I know, but they're always
But
like
once
they're
the thing
mixing
breaks
stuff.
it in your head, you're like, I'm never having that again. Like lemon wedges and lime wedges and stuff
Don't
at
ruin
bars.
this for me.
I mean, it's just like, think about how nasty they
Oh,
are.
they're disgusting.
Somebody
It's
cut
like-
them up. It's fine.
Because you
Yeah,
have to
think of
imagine
how much they're touched. Think about it.
Oh, you
and then
have-
those they suck in the.
Yeah, they suck in the bacteria.
Everything.
Although they probably are. It's
fine.
I think some of the acids in there probably kill the bacteria for you. But
yeah,
I mean,
just
I've
chew the whole thing.
Whatever
man.
helps you sleep.
I've worked in the service industry, and that stuff always kind of bothered me. Where I was like, I mean, granted, your stomach's pretty strong. You're
Yeah,
not going to
you're
get sick
gonna
from
be
this
fine.
stuff. But like, they're not washing their hands. Bartenders don't wash their hands that much. They're always doing stuff, and yeah, they're wiping it off, or maybe
They're taking money
they're
from you
doing
too,
the,
though.
They take the glasses and spoilers. They take the glass, and that's a used glass. Pour out the ice, dip it in the sanitary stuff, and then dip it in the soapy water, and then rinse it out, and boom, that glass is going back out. If you ever get a glass that's warm, it's because it just came from that soapy mixture water. How many times a night do they empty that thing? Once, maybe twice. Doubtful, right? Nah, this shit's not clean. That's why I choose the straw. I'll take the straw hand over the glass that you have to just put your mouth on. Because I don't fucking last. Like you get a glass that's got the lipstick on it. You're like,
Those went through dishwashers though. Those aren't
Not all
going
the time.
into the wooshies.
not all the time. We used to do. There were dishwashers at my old place that didn't. One place I served that couldn't do the Pilsner glasses, so they would have to do those manually, like because it couldn't get in there. So
I
you
don't
had to,
believe it.
they put it over the fountain.
This is like one of those. This is a Patriot Act episode. Every single episode of the Patriot Act this season starts
It's been
with
about
like,
us.
we all love video games. We all love cruises.
Let
We
me
all
ruin
love
this for
whatever.
you.
And
We
then
all
just
love
as
Pilsner
you start going to
glasses.
the episode, there's always the but then.
It's Adam
moment.
ruins everything.
But it's like, oh my god, though, it turns so bad. Cruises, woo, guys, shit's real dark.
Cruises.
Yeah, of course it's. Who the one? Don't go to cruise.
People love cruises.
It's a
though,
fucking
man.
floating mall. I don't want to go to the mall either.
It's a floating hotel that you can't get away from. This is
Full
my
of
problem with
shitty
cruises.
people
is
that go to the mall.
It's
I
like
love malls.
Yeah, it's
I want to
exactly
go to
right.
an
It's a floating
Alaskan
mall.
cruise. I want to go through Alaska.
That's what killed Grandma Miller. That's
Yeah.
what you want to die of? Pneumonia?
Ironically, though, it wasn't pneumonia that killed her. It was those goddamn raccoons that came back to her. They just found her finally. It's like 8 years.
But like, everyone should watch the latest Patriot episode. It's on YouTube or Netflix. It's about cruises, and like, there's just crazy shit.
me the highlights.
Crazy,
Yeah, give me some of the
crazy
crazy stuff.
rules of like international waters, and like, so it's like most the three biggest cruise empires that
Carnival.
exist are Carnival
Tom.
and Norwegian. I think one of them was, and then another third one, and they own like 90-something% of
Yeah.
the fleets and of the ships and all that stuff.
Took me a while,
Thanks,
but
Greg.
I got
that
real
was
good.
fucking
that
great.
was
Sorry,
real
that
good.
took me a second.
And,
I was like,
and so
what?
it's like they're all based out of Florida, but they run this.
That should
whole,
tell you everything you need to know right there.
But they run this whole scam where they
Check it,
actually
Florida,
do
love you.
their business out of places, Panama, and
International places,
international
yeah.
places, so they can get away with all these different things. And then there's like a diagram they showed of like For this many miles, you're still in the United States. Then it goes into international waters. Then it turns into you're in Panama. You're in here, you're whatever. And then there's like all these weird rules that get into place, like the High Seas Act or the this or the that, where it's like crazy stuff where if crimes happen, no one can try you. You can't get in trouble because America can't get you fucked. Panama can't get you fucked. It just happened. And like there's been a lot of things where it's like we have to revise that. But like the world needs to work together. But it's crazy shit where like if people die, if there's like sexual assaults, if like there's all these weird things, there needs to be certain grounds to say that it was a suspicious death for it to be looked into and for anyone to get in trouble. And there's like all these weird things about how there's not lifeguards. Even though there's 60 pools on this ship.
Yeah.
And there's been 100 people, like little kids, that have died in the last 10 years or whatever. It's like, but they don't have lifeguards because if they do, all of a sudden they could actually get in trouble for it because they don't have it. It's like some dark shit.
I've been on one cruise in my life. It was one of those big Carnival cruises when I was a kid, and I was like, "This is fun," and then I jumped into the pool, and I was like, "Ah," because they filled it with like seawater because they can't keep that much, I guess, fresh water chlorinated on there. So I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is fucking seawater. I want off. This is blasphemous.
And they turned the ship around.
Then I just gained 40 pounds eating at the buffet all day, every day.
That sounds awesome.
It's terrible.
That's
It's
why
my
we need to
worst
go on the
nightmare.
Star Wars Galactic cruise.
Now, now, bring me up to speed on this because you
That's not
tweeted
a
about this last
cruise,
night,
yeah.
right? That there's a Star Cruiser now that we can do.
We're going to
do?
pay him $3,000. He's going to go stay in the 5 bunk room or whatever that was.
Yeah, so it's like $5
With me,
grand for
right?
a
I'm
5
in on that?
bedroom or $3 grand for a 1 bedroom. Either way, you have to stay there 2 nights.
And it's a cruise ship?
No.
It's a ship.
It's a hotel.
It's
It's a
okay.
hotel. It's a,
Yeah.
it's a standalone, built on ground hotel.
But it's sort of, but,
Kevin,
it's,
can you bring it
but
up?
it's meant to simulate a cruise experience where for 2 days
I'm cruising through space.
you are traveling through space. Every port you see is like supposed to simulate like the outside, and there will be a port day where you actually go and drop off at Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
And like you go explore, and then you get back on the ship or whatever. But it's sort of like it's kind of what Galaxy's Edge has as well, where it's telling a story. You're sort of like
Role playing.
It's a lot of role playing.
Same thing where we get when we check in, we get like an identity or whatever. That's what role playing. That's how they're doing it at the hotel, right?
Yeah.
And then the rides
wanna
you
be
go
Mace
on kind
Windu.
of follow you. Because like in the Millennium Falcon ride that they have right now, it's kind of like a video game. It's interactive. So like you can just do bad and you're crashing and you're messing it up. And when you're leaving the Falcon, like all the sirens are on. And it's just like, oh, you fucked up. That'll like stay with your character.
Yeah, the cruiser will be scroll a little bit up, Kevin. Or down past this photo. The crew will be comprised of aliens. Every window has a view into space, including the one in your cabin. And characters new and old, they show Chewie, Rey, and Kylo will be part of the experience. An experience that has one stop in it, Batuu, and the Black Spire Outpost, aka Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. There was also a tease that the more you explore the ship, the more stories you may find in lower decks and things of that nature. So the more that you interact and explore, the more opportunities you open up to new experiences. It just seems fucking awesome. Like, it's been my dream as a kid to just be in space and be in a
So it's
spaceship.
$5 grand for a 5-bedroom place.
Yeah, and like they're like little
case.
cots,
Let's
like
do
they're
it.
like little like 1-bedroom sort of things or whatever.
Yeah.
I imagine they're like.
Do I get a lightsaber? Do I get to walk around a lightsaber on the boat?
100%.
You get a lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge
Yeah,
if you want.
if you buy it.
I'm down. Let's do it.
$7,000.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What if it's 5 of us, $1,000 a piece?
You don't even have to be on the water, Greg. You can just you're in space.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's the water up there.
Yeah, no.
Oh shit!
I understand that part. I understand.
Guys, I want to talk about pillows.
Please do.
That's a hard turn. Hard left turn. Oh, wait.
soft turn.
Well, let me do some housekeeping. Will Friedell's on We Have Cool Friends. PAX is this week. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Mark Starr,
Baji.
Kieran O'Donnell, Sam Davis. Today we're brought to you by Hymns and Movement, but I'll tell you about that later.
Now?
Talk about it right now.
Let's talk about our sponsors, Hymns and Movement. Then we'll come back. And then we're back. Do you want to talk about pillows?
Yeah. So like while I was at the hotel, what I noticed is that this hotel had fantastic pillows.
Really?
One thing I didn't like
The
about
Ramada Inn?
yeah, like really good. Like I guess just to feel the tactile nature of them. And one thing I didn't appreciate about the hotel in Toronto, as nice and as grandiose as it was, didn't like the pillows. They were way too soft.
Terrible
Way
pillows.
too
I had
soft.
such neck pain because I had to stack like 4 to get a normal
Yeah.
pillow
Like
out of it.
sitting in a bunch of like
Yeah,
shitty
but
marshmallows. Like
it's-
not even like is marshmallow a brand?
Yeah.
No, it's just
No
a thing.
Yeah. But it's like one of those.
Stay Puffed.
But the thing is, like, they looked normal. They looked normal.
They
and
look
then
normal.
They were just
Then they had nothing. They had nothing.
Yeah,
they
it's the
flattened out
worst.
no playing card.
And here's the thing. And with my sleeping style, like, what sort of style are you guys? I'm a
Side sleeper.
Kevin, can we get Skycam? This is my sort of
You gotta
move.
push it farther. You gotta push it farther.
Just keep pushing. You'll
farther.
follow.
Oh, look at that!
There it
Look
is,
at
right
that!
there.
Look at that!
There it is.
So I do this. Oh, I do this, and then I'm an arm under the pillow guy,
Oh, see, I can't do that. It fucks my shoulder up now.
and then I sleep like that. But the
So
problem
you're
is
sleeping on your back?
stomach. Oh. Yeah, stomach. So the problem is, so normally what I've been doing recently is moving the pillow more towards the right, where more of my face, like let's say this is my nose and this is my mouth.
Yeah.
These are my eyeballs.
Nice.
If I sleep closer to this side, that a lot of the cushion
terrible drawing.
doesn't get in my breathing way.
Yeah,
Because
clear the airway.
it clears the airways. Yeah. And these pillows were fantastic. Now the problem with the pillows in Toronto was that they were too soft, yes, and they would easily just conform to like your
Suffocate
shit.
you.
Yeah, and I hate that. I fucking hate that, dude. And I realized like, wow, you don't realize you have a good pillow until like you have one that's gone.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
Realize you have what you love and you lost it. You know,
I have a Tempur-Pedic pillow. It's
Really?
heavy. It's great.
I have like really good pillows at home, and I love them. But yeah, the one in Toronto was just so garbage, and I had some really good ones at the Ramada Inn, and I just don't know like
Those Toronto pillows were on another level bad.
Yeah.
To where usually, no matter what, I'll be fine in a hotel. If it's too soft, too firm, it'll figure out. But these were like just non-existent.
I feel like, yeah, 'cause
You ever
the thing
seen
is
that raccoon
normally-
who tries to wash the thing and it disappears and he's like this? That's what those pillows were.
Normally, you can just take the shitty pillows, fold them in half, and then you're like, all right, I kind of got
I'm
one.
living.
These, you couldn't do it.
My neck hurt, man.
And the problem with it was that there were
got a lawsuit
there were
against
about
them.
6 of them,
There
and they
was
were
an excessive
all the
amount.
same. And you know, normally you lay down in the bed, it's like, oh, this is the super shitty soft one. Let me get the actual real one.
There's always
no,
one that's,
these
like,
are
firmer.
These are all the same. Oh my god! And the ones in Ramada, they were like the 2 sort of firmer ones,
Yeah.
and there were a couple
They give you
different varieties.
options.
Yeah,
I like that.
And and that's and I love these goddamn pillows. Like the
Steal 'em?
sleep that I had here was so much better than the Toronto sleep.
Sure.
Like I stayed near LA Live.
Sure.
Just not in LA Live because obviously it's like double the cost or whatever. So that's why like the hotel wasn't like the fanciest thing in the world. It wasn't very great, but the pillows just like made the experience so much better. And I think a lot of it is because not only the quality but how I sleep as well.
Sure.
Like positioning. Like what did you say how do you sleep, Nick?
I'm a side sleeper. I used to be a belly down sleeper like you,
Yeah.
but it started giving me shoulder problems after a while. So my shoulder from jiu-jitsu is like really, really fucked up now. And so when I do this, I'll feel it go hyperextend. And when I wake up, it's just searing pain.
Oh,
I'll have to,
remember when
I'll
we
have to
played
push
basketball?
myself up.
You
that
kinda-
was why I lost.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
So now I have to I've had to train myself to. I'd like to be a back sleeper, but I'll start off on my back because I just always envied back sleepers. It's so cool. You look like you're dead. It's great.
I hate back sleeping.
And then, but I'll gently fall asleep and then immediately wake up, and then have to roll over to my side.
I snore way too easily in back sleep.
A lot of people do.
Like, because that's where your airways are sort of like
Get
in a
restricted.
weird like area or whatever. But you've seen those like underbite devices that
Yeah.
cause you to,
Yeah.
because you do it, Nick. Like, I'm gonna simulate snoring right now, Tim. Right?
Good job. Wow,
you
you're
give
a
yourself
great
an
actor.
give yourself an underbite.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but then you wake up, you're like
Fashion over function.
Yeah.
My brother has a Darth Vader mask. That's
You
like
sleep
an air
apnea?
mask.
Not surprised.
Yeah, that keeps him
yeah.
from snoring
Dying.
and dying in his sleep. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Gia being gone this weekend allowed me to just live my best life
How was that for you?
with sleeping. And I got to do my ideal situation,
Oh.
which involves 4 pillows.
Got it.
Wow.
4 separate pillows.
Lay,
you
lay him
all
on me.
head,
Lay him
so-
on me.
so
let
bottom.
me. Here we go.
Lay it out for me.
You wanna draw it out? You want me to draw it out
I
for
don't
you?
want to draw it. I'm just going to explain it.
Okay.
You
You draw it
can
out,
draw it
Andy.
if
I
you
could draw
You
it
want.
want us to
for you.
step back from the
Sketches you
table and
draw.
you
I'm
lay
just-
on the table.
No, that's too much. I sleep ideally like a large dog, where dogs kind of do that thing where they just spread
They pull
both
their
of
belly out, yeah.
like
Okay,
their
we
legs,
got
and
a-
everything's
we got a
out
dog,
a little
Kevin.
bit. Okay, so I'll like tuck my legs, right? So it's tucked, but everything's out. I like one pillow under my head. I like one pillow as an option to be either over my head or under, depending on what time
Which
of
way
night
you're
it
gonna
is.
roll? Also, you
Pillow
roll
right
one
ahead.
way, you like the
But
other
then
one
the
there.
key for me, because so now imagine me at this point, my legs are tucked and up, my arms are out. I like one pillow in between my arms,
Nice.
hugging,
Body pillow.
and
Oh,
one pillow
shit.
in between my legs.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe I
You
just
can't
want
use
one of
this-
those anime body pillows.
You do.
Yeah, I used to have
That's
one.
what I want. But seriously,
It could just be a body pillow. It doesn't have to be
could
an
just
anime body.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as
Sure,
well.
do it
There you
right.
go,
Do it right.
Kevin.
They do the achievement hunter once
on,
now. I
with
have
big
Michael Jones
boobs.
between my legs. So, but yeah, it's essentially like hugging a long tube pillow.
Yeah.
And then I like the options of
It
See,
didn't
here's-
even
getting me all over me.
I like to go on
There
a
you
walk
go.
with mine,
Look at
right?
that.
You know what
Oh,
I
here
mean?
you
When
go,
I
Kevin.
go to bed, the first thing
Dude,
I
that's
like
really
to
good.
do.
Nailed the face too.
We get in bed. I'm on the phone, checking up on the Reddits, checking up on the Twitter, right? Checking on the Instagram. I'm done with it, right? Set the alarms, put it down. And then what I'll do is the 2 pillows behind my head, and I lay there on my back. Not to sleep, but to unwind. Recap the day. Think a little bit about what's gonna come tomorrow, and then hit that nice little twilight where you start to dip, and you're like, oh man, I'm pretty close. It's time. To which I break one of the pillows off, bring it to my side. This is a new thing for me. I basically have a backwards L, right? Bring it to my side there, and throw an arm over it, throw maybe a leg over it, depending on it, and then I got the one over here, and I'm sleeping not on my side, gut and face all sprawled out on the on the here, and I'm like this.
Oh, I see. I see. I do that a lot too. Yeah, where it's kind of like 3/4 view almost.
Yeah.
Sort of like a 3/4 view.
Isometric.
Yeah, because the problem that I have is like where I try to sleep. Apparently, sleeping on your back is best for your back. I prefer to sleep on my stomach because, I
You don't give a fuck, and you're a badass.
I hunch over a lot. I have bad posture, but I feel like my sleeping on my stomach is kind of correcting that because what I do is like my. Essentially, I have like a lot of sheets underneath my legs too. So my legs are kind of like, if this is my back and my belly's down here, my legs are kind of like raised up, and I feel like it's correcting the whole day of being like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And there have been times where I've accidentally fell asleep on my side with my legs sort of tucked up, and I wake up and my back feels horrible the whole next day.
Problem.
Horrible, dude.
You're hyperextending.
Yeah.
You remember?
So we gotta be careful.
Andy named this movie. I hunch. Don't.
Oh, shut up. I know.
I know you know.
I know this.
I know you know.
I hunch.
Don't ruin it for him.
Oh my God, shut up.
Don't
I know
ruin it for
this.
I don't know. What
Do you know
you're
it, Tim?
talking about.
No.
Shut up.
You guys-
Shut up. Everybody
man,
shut up. Everybody
I
shut up.
fucking embarrassing.
I hunch. Don't.
I hunch. Don't.
It's 2 people.
Yep.
One's a man, one's a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm acting it really well.
Yeah,
huh?
you do it. Give me something else.
Well, give me the first letter of the name.
No, don't do that. Give me another scene from the movie. Come on, man.
I gotta think of one that's not like fucking right on the nose. You know what I mean?
It's you, Aladdin.
You know what I mean?
We're a couple Suicide Squad. I hunch. Don't. Shut up. Oh my God, I know it, dude. I know this.
You were great in all school plays.
Spider-Man.
There it is. Sam Raimi Spider-Man. This is why your guys' opinion on the movie shouldn't count.
The movie's terrible, dude.
They're all terrible people. Joyless human beings.
I'm glad he's out of the MCU.
Well,
Sam
now,
Raimi, Sam Raimi.
I just did it to piss him off.
I mean, I was telling Tim today, maybe the one good thing is now we get a Spider-Verse live action movie out of this.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be.
All of them together?
Yeah.
Dig up Tobey Maguire.
Here's the thing about it. I know
Whatever
you get
bar
into
he's
your screencasts about it or whatever, but also, we already have Phase 4 like planned out, right? For the most part, all the movies announced, right? There's no Avengers movie, so this sucks. But by the time we get back to Avengers, Sony will fucked it up, and they'll be like, "All right, fine, take Tom Holland back." We'll be like, "Yay!" and we'll get him back, and everything's gonna be fine.
You're short-sighted. You're not thinking about this.
You're
stuff.
short-sighted.
Tom Holland talked about it today. He was like, "Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is going to be really special. It's going to be super different."
No shit. It's gonna be
There's no
super
shit.
different.
It's going to be real different because it'll be bad this time.
Yeah.
We're hoping to make it terrible.
Hey, Venom will be in it now.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Let's bring all the
Tom
universes
Hardy,
together.
That's not confusing at all.
Speaking of universes coming together, I saw a video today of like that Michael Jones posted that he's excited to watch the new Blue's Clues with Iris, his daughter Iris.
Oh.
And it's this new actor, right, who's like the new Steve guy. I forget his name.
David
I forget
Tennant.
the character's name.
David Tell?
David Tennant.
You're just saying that because of Harry Potter.
No, because he was the new Doctor Who for a while.
Oh, got it. So he's the new Steve character, and he's like, I want to play this game with Blue or whatever. So he like, he has this little drawing pad on one side, and he has like a cell phone on the other side. And it's like a really cute looking, like kid looking like thing. It's all green screen or whatever. And he hits a button or whatever, and then the last Steve pops up, Joe. Remember Joe, the guy who replaced Steve?
Like I remember
the Blues Clues guy from that story I told in the podcast where he went to he was dating a supermodel and it wasn't going well and they crashed a Blues Clues party and then they fucked.
Well, this is the Joe replaced Steve for like the second iteration of.
There's already been 2.
This is the third one. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Who's
this is the
guy?
new guy. This is the brand new guy.
Okay.
So
This is number 3.
This is number
Green
3.
shirt there is number 1.
Yeah.
Yellow shirt's number 2.
Yellow shirt's number 2. Yeah. So they bring up
Yellow
Joe.
shirt. Did he do like 2 episodes? I've never seen this.
No,
clown.
he was there for a while.
Liar.
So they bring up Joe, and Joe starts talking. He's like, "Oh, I know someone who can call," and they call up Steve.
That's awesome.
And Steve is like a detective, and he has like a little detective hat with like the little like. He looks like a private eye, and he's like, "So and so's a private detective agency." He's like, oh, hey, it's you. And then they're like, how do we do? And, and then Joe and Steve start talking. They're like, we should play a game, whatever. There he is right there.
Steve's old as fuck.
Dude, it gave me chills, man. It got emotional.
So are they all canon, or is it? Are we resetting the universe every time? Well, I mean, those are the guys who had their dogs are dead. This is the third blue. This is the third blue dog. Same blue. This blue keeps getting put up for adoption. People keep adopting it. Doing
nobody wants her. It's just a piece of
shit. Yeah, fucking tearing up the carpet.
It's Blue's house. They were just living.
So it's a halfway
Blue's
house.
world. We're just living in it.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, me and Joey went down a really dark rabbit hole when they announced this reboot show. Joey was the sick pervert that was insisting we do it. But she was just because there was Blue and then there was the girl Blue. There was pink. Magenta was her name. Yeah.
Are you fucking this up? Is this made up right now? Are you making this up? Okay.
Totally
Is this a
real.
bit?
Yeah, no, it was real talk.
Yeah,
it was Blue and Magenta. And it was just like, were they fucking? And I was like, Joey, why are you asking that? And then
I think Blue's a girl.
She was looking it up.
I mean, lesbians can fuck, obviously. That's not what I meant, you know what I mean?
She started looking it up, and it's like, there's a disturbing amount of evidence of Blue and Magenta.
Getting their
they're
fuck on.
dogs, of course they are. So you're telling me, more importantly, that Blue isn't neutered.
I mean, we didn't get to those
on whether or not we know that.
Magenta would be the one who would be spayed, and has there
I thought I
been?
said Blue was a girl too.
No, that's where we got confused. We weren't.
I saw a video of a dog fucking a turtle. You should have seen it.
I mean, we have the technology.
It's on Twitter.
I don't want to see it.
It's
I
on
wanna see
Twitter.
it.
No, it's not actually fucking. It's just like a dog fucking the shell of a giant tortoise, and the tortoise just sitting there like, what is going on? I can't see behind me. And the dog's dick is just rubbing against turtle shell, like nothing's happening.
no.
Yeah, but it was one of those. I think the tweet caption was like when you know you can't do it, but you still try for it, It just looks fucking hilarious. Kevin just saw it.
That's
a bulldog. That's
this
a big
is so much more aggressive than I had pictured.
The turtle's head's bobbing with it. The inertia from the push.
If you want to see it, go to YouTube and put dog fucking turtle. Currently has 3,500 views from Zooland.
Oh, my head. I'm lightheaded right now.
Man.
Jesus, that's not where I expected that to go. That came out of
Great. And I thought Joey was the pervert. Oh my God. It's crazy.
Well, who is the pervert then? The
It's
dog
you.
fucking the turtle?
It's you.
Oh. Well, I saw it on Twitter. I didn't post it.
Well, who are you following that would put that out there, huh?
Yeah, what's
this one of your
that bastard?
funhouse
That's
friends?
smut.
One of your funhouse friends brought this
Maybe.
into our
Yeah.
lives?
Look at this.
We have all our inside jokes. We have all of our close.
Hey, you remember that dog fucking the
You guys
turtle?
wouldn't get it.
Do you guys talk about me or
Nah. We don't talk about
cool
you.
if
at
Adam
all.
like New Island or whatever?
Tim, what's your topic? Or do you want to save it since we've
Yeah,
gone
let's
long
save it
on
because
the show?
that's gonna be a good one.
Instead, we'll go to Richard the Bat, who wrote in to
Hey, Rich the
patreon.com/
Bat.
kinda funny
Podcast.
He says, "What's up, guys? My question is about money. How important is it to you?
Money.
Do you just need the bare minimum to be happy, or are you always striving for more? I'm more simple myself. As long as I have a few things, I'm good. Just wondering where you guys fall. Thanks for everything you do. Y'all seriously get me through some stressful times." Well, thank you, Richard, for getting us through our stressful times
Rich
and
the
helping
Bat.
us provide money to ourselves to live, which is helpful.
Wow.
I'll start. I hate money. Nothing stresses me out more than money. I hate it. Bills, taxes, when we get to that level of adulting, that's when I start breaking down. That's when I'm getting closer and closer to crying. Because I don't understand it as well as I should. I know there's things I should be doing that I'm not doing. I hate it. I always feel like it's not a, I don't even know what number I'd look at my bank account and be like, I'm rich, right? It's more the fact that fucking shit is gonna happen, bad things are gonna happen. I know that's gonna happen, so I gotta keep money socked away. You gotta do this. Where's it gonna go? I hate money.
I'm always paranoid about it. Yeah, right now, my main worry is I have two relatives that they're getting close.
Sure.
My grandmother and my aunt. They're getting close. Yeah. And it's
Your brother's not looking
it's
good
one of
either.
those things where it's one of those things where you have to keep that in mind. And
Sure.
I that's why I've been sort of saving more and more and putting more and more aside because I know that one day I will have to buy a $500 plane ticket to go back home, and because it's just more expensive when you book
Last minute.
last minute sort of shit, and that's always in the back of my mind. I shouldn't be thinking about it all the time, but it always is. It's stuff like that. It's and I'm not trying to say that that's more important than a relative dying, but we're talking about money, so that's shit.
Your same pool of money is going to a million different things.
So that shit's always in the back of my mind. But yeah, the same thing with for a while I was, saying, yes, my income hasn't changed, IRS. My income has not changed. And then they eventually were like, nah, your income changed.
Hey, man,
So
we can see the fucking numbers.
Let's raise up these student loan payments.
You're filing a
so
W-2
It's always
every
there.
year.
It's always there.
see what you
I
make.
worry about everything, and that's something like I still, in my mind, there's always this worry that I will be homeless one day. Mm-hmm. Like, it's my most irrational fear. It makes zero sense, but
It's funny how you jump to that, though.
Yeah.
That's always my thing, too, of like, well, if this and one and this, and then what, like, how quickly you can get to,
Yeah.
well, I guess I could go back to my parents or something weird like that, right?
Yeah.
I love
stupid.
money.
You
I
love money?
so much. I hate all the things that you said
Yeah.
about it, but that's what money's for, dealing with those problems.
Sure.
People say more money, more problems. Everyone has problems. There's more problems no matter what. More money helps those problems.
That's 100%
That is
correct.
a fact. It's just like no one makes enough rap songs about that. Like,
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like
I think
they,
Kid Rock
should.
does.
Does he? I don't know. Yeah, Kid Rock. Another problem with cruises. Watch the episode. But I have found, like, a long time ago, Gia got really mad at me when I first said this to her. It was really early on in us dating. I was just like, because she was talking about artists and like how a lot of her friends are artists and like struggling to be able to make it or whatever. And I was just like they should start a Patreon. And she was just like, no, because this, and this. And it's just like, for me, I was always like, look, if you can do something that you believe in and that other people are going to believe in enough to give you money for it, that is the best motivation to keep doing it and to keep yourself like loyal to it and sticking to it and to be consistent. And it's also like, it helps everybody. Right. So it's like, for me, my whole thing there was just like,
Wait, why'd Gia get mad about that?
just because it's like commercializing your art or whatever. And I was just like, or just understand that your art isn't the most important thing in the world. And it's like, there needs to be some level of like, okay, if it's going to be your job, it's your job, and it's like your job is the thing that gets you money, and that your job is the thing that allows you to solve the problems in your life. And if your art is just your hobby, then cool, then it's your hobby, it's your art. But like, don't complain that people aren't giving you enough money for the thing that you're doing if you're not doing it on a job level.
Gotcha.
I guess is what my point was there. And I've always said, like, the amount of money you're making, if this is what you're doing, like, there's a million different things that's not true. But it's like, for us, it's like, it is a sign of, hey, we're doing the right things when people are paying for the thing that we're doing because we're giving it out for free.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, as long as we're changing and adapting and making sure that what we're doing is what people want, which means they're vibing with it, which means they want to help us grow this thing. It's like, we're doing the right thing. And I feel like I value the money side of it, even if it's not about me getting the money, it's about getting the money to do cool things with it. Right. That's definitely more of it, but it's also, you need to be able to have money to pay for when your life's falling around you, or if it's not, just to be able to do the things you want to do.
I think it's tough. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's tough as a creative because I think there's two parts of my brain. There's the part that's very analytical and the part that's creative. And sometimes those two can't play nice together. Sometimes you just have to go do something because it's fun and not worry about necessarily the money you're going to make from it because there's other fulfillment in it. Like stand-up comedy is a perfect example for me. I think all told I've made maybe like $100 from stand-up comedy, doing it for 2.5 years.
It's real numbers.
But I mean, that's true. Like I did a show on Saturday night down in Bayshore and I got my buddy hit me on Venmo with $5. And I was like, I don't need the money. That's not why I do it. And I prefer that if I don't make money, it doesn't matter to me. But you do have to strike that balance, especially as you get a bit older, because I know I'm a little older than you guys. 39, I've hit that point where I'm like, this is my life now. So I need to balance planning for the future with living in the now. And that's something I always struggle with. And I think everyone struggles with that because at a certain point you can get so into preparing for the future and worrying about the future that you're not using your money for the thing that it's supposed to be used for, which is your happiness. And like, I'm not saying money buys happiness because it certainly does not, but it can furnish it. It can furnish these trips, these experiences, these items that you want to interact with that can make you happy. So you have to, that's always the hardest thing, especially when you're in your 20s, is finding that balance of, you should spend money to go home occasionally because it'll bring you happiness. But then you go, oh, I don't know if I should do that because I should probably put that money away because my fucking car breaks down again, yada, 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 all that stuff. So that's the kind of thing that I have. That's what I'm very glad to have my wife because she balances me out in that regard. I would not travel. You can bring it in. Okay. I would not travel. I wouldn't experience nearly any like I would say 50 or 60% of the experience that I've done already if it weren't for my wife. She's the one that's like, we should go see the world. We should use a little bit of this money. Because I'm paranoid like you guys. Like I just think the sky is going to fall at any given second. We're going to go into a depression again. And once Trump's out of office or whatever, if it gets reelected, it's all going to go to shit. and then the Democrats are gonna get voted back in, and they're gonna somehow, to counteract it, this is how my brain works: 80% taxes, and we're all gonna have to pay all and then I'm not gonna have any money. So I think that way as well. But then every once in a while, you just have to say, screw it, I could die tomorrow. Like, I guess the way I'm living now is like plan for the future, but live for now, right? And I think that's a good way to strike balance.
Yeah, for me, it's like I guess that it sounds like the least paranoid when it comes to that stuff, because you talk about the creative versus the doing things for money. It's like I just feel like it's yin and yang. Like you need both of those. You need to have the money to be able to have the luxury to do the fun things that you want. And it's like, but I love that what we've built at Kind of Funny specifically allows us to do both, and it allows us to fund the things that don't necessarily make money because we're doing things that make money.
Yeah, I think for artists that do other types of art, it can be difficult because your brain, it's seen as the antithesis of the art to commercialize it. And I get that with like painters or people that do stuff that doesn't necessarily have a value out in public. You can't ascribe, it's hard for you to look at that thing and ascribe it a value because it's a thing that you loved and you did out of love and it wasn't for the money. But I think I'm 100% with you where it's like, if you're good at something, if you love doing something, you should get compensated for it. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that compensation. There's nothing wrong, especially if you're super talented or good at something, getting money for it and being able to furnish your life with that. What was it? I think it was in Dark Knight Rises, right? Or someone in one of the Dark Knight
Joker,
where it's like my dad always said, if you're good at something, don't do it for free.
Yeah.
And that's true. At a certain point, you need to go, I'm an artist, and I saw this a lot in the community of like motion graphic artists, because there used to be a thing where you do a job as a motion graphic artist, and the client would be like, I don't like it. And there was a whole blog one time I'll never forget that said it was titled "Fuck You, Pay Me," because I did the job, and just because you don't like necessarily my art, you've contracted me to do this work. So like, there's that conversation that still needs to be had that you still owe me the money. So I don't know. It's hard though. It's hard because I feel like by nature, like none of us are strictly artists. I wouldn't say. I think we're all. I wouldn't like. I
Definitely not. No,
I wouldn't put us in the like Andy is probably the most artist out of us, but we all have varying different degrees of like creativity versus like more business sense or production sense. But if you are 100% like, you see the world in that way of art, and you just can't wrap your head around, as Greg calls it, like the adulting aspect of it, it can be very difficult, which is why there's like agents and managers that can then come in and do that shit for you, so you can just solely focus on the writing or the painting or the music or whatever. It's just, I think in this day and age, especially with new media, it behooves you to have your toe in a little bit of it. And to Tim's point, like, yeah, Patreon is a thing, and Patreon has helped a lot of musicians out there be able to just do music for a living, and that's great. And there's nothing wrong with asking for that.
Money.
Who
needs it? Except a lot of it in everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it needs to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, money sucks.
It does.
I don't like worrying about it.
Yeah.
And I don't worry about it often. It's not like, on the top of my mind, but it is always that thing of, I feel like, there's a number I always want in my savings. And like when Jen moved here, right, and I couldn't work for 9 months, which was way longer than we thought. Like I dipped below that number. And I was like, I know we'll get back to it. I know it'll be fine. But it still was that thing of like, like that sucks. And like, what would happen if X, Y, and Z happens? And then even now where it's like everything's comfortable and everything's good, it's like, but what if we bought a house? What if we had a kid? What, like, and then like, those are like giant question mark variables of like, what would that new day-to-day look like and how would it be?
But I think that motivates me. It's like, okay, what if XYZ happens? It's like, all right, well, to get ahead of that, let's do TRS right now.
TRS? I see what you're saying, sorry.
Yeah.
I will say, that was awesome, by the way.
I fucked up.
Okay.
RST is how it's, it goes.
Never said random letters. I panicked there for a second.
I didn't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
He said, what if XYZ happened?
Or the one
and then he
before,
means like, whatever, we could do.
I'm not going to do an
RST. Yeah.
ABC.
You know how I remember RST? In your alphabets, because again, I don't know if you know this, if you're not from around here. I personally feel we're not trained the right way, so we don't learn things the right way. So like, if you were to ask me what comes after this in the alphabet, I usually have to sing the alphabet song in my head
every time,
except for very specific instances, right?
We're not trained the right way. What would be the right way?
I have no idea what. I don't know how you teach. No, I would say not a song. It's the same way where Jen I think of conjugating a verb in French, right? There's a song to sing, which will help me pass the test. When you ask me a question, I try to conjugate the verb.
But like, why would anyone ever need to know the order of the alphabet?
When they're alphabetizing something.
What's next to R, man?
S.
The other way.
Q.
Anyways, the reason I can remember RST very easily is because it's RST video in Clerks. Next to Quick Stop Groceries is RST video. No longer apparently in a new Jane Silent
Dialing
Bob.
back to what you said, though, I would argue that you have that threshold, and this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You have that money in your savings account for, people always say rainy days.
Yeah,
Well, importing the love of your life into our country was a rainy day.
Of course.
And that's what it was for. And to me, that's where when I got to that point where if my car broke down, it wasn't the world-ending, most stressful thing ever. I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing okay. And to me, that's what I think I want everyone to have, which is that when those things do pop up, I'm not talking like you get a massive disease or something like that, but like you need new tires. Your tire breaks. If you can get to a point where you're like, that's nothing. I'm just gonna take it in and get new tires for like $400 or.
But it'll never get to a point where you're like, that's fine.
No,
it's always gonna be like,
I never wanted to. It's an annoyance. But I remember somebody asked Tom Hanks one time. They're like, how does it feel to be like super like rich and famous? And he was like, I spent so much time being poor that I'm just happy I can fix my car. Like, I'm happy when the normal things, the challenges of life that pop up, I have enough money to just deal. Money will solve that problem. And money can't buy happiness, but it can solve a lot of annoying problems that will allow you to be happy afterward.
and be less stressed
and be
out.
way less stressed.
Yeah, like when I first moved here and my I had to go to the DMV, and then was hit with an $800 bill because I had to the out of state license transfer, whatever bullshit, and it's like annoying. Oh, you've been here for this amount of time, but you haven't whatever, and that was like, oh my god, like that hit me. I was like, fuck, like luckily I've been able to recoup, and I'm doing better now, but that was one of those, like, I'm glad I at least have some sort of savings, or else I'd be fucked right now. I'd be fucked. I wouldn't have any money to do this, And it's those like emergency things that you don't really expect.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can't plan for.
Yeah, and those are like the I think it was the same week that like I left my car on this side of the road one and there was $80 fine. Like, fucking shit, dude. I can't catch a goddamn break. Yeah, but it's those little like those small annoyances, which is like why I'm super thankful that Barrett and Alyssa let me have the parking spot. Like, that is I'm so thankful for that, because I can't imagine how much more stressed I would add to my life, because I fucking hate driving in the city. I don't drive anywhere.
Driving's not my problem.
Looking for
It's
parking. And that's the thing. Like, when I get home, it's there, and it's
you don't
so
think
much.
about it, yeah.
It's so much less stress off my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I don't know if we're wrapping up or not. Let me know, because we can do some post show. But I'll never forget that when I got the job at IGN, because I had been shooting wedding videos and supplementing income with like odd jobs with my brother, which was always a pain in the ass.
The old Scarpino boys coming in, they're gonna work on these pipes.
No, but like Matt would always like throw me jobs where it was like, hey, like I'll never forget one time he was like, I just got a giant steel delivery and I just need someone to come clean off the steel. Because steel comes when you order sticks of steel, it comes with oil on it, so it doesn't rust, and you have to clear that off before you can weld it. So for like a day and a half straight, I was just smoking cigarettes and like cleaning off steel. But I'd have to like, once it was clean, I had to lift it and pull it over. So I was just like a fucking small lifting device. That was all I was. But I was always happy to have those jobs because I was living like literally paycheck to paycheck. And then finally, when I got the job at IGN, there was that feeling of like, I'm starting to gain some traction and put a little distance between me and the poorhouse, because there's nothing more stressful than I've got $100 in my checking account and you hear and you're like, is my tire gone? Fuck. Like, if I have to buy new tires, this is impossible. It's just like, it's not gonna happen. So
that's how I was when I first moved to Austin, and it was legitimately paycheck to paycheck, and it was moving $4 from my savings over here to cover, I'm underneath, fuck, well, shit, a $30 overdraft fee, like, oh my God, the amount of money I paid in overdraft fees in my life, it's insane.
I mean, there was a solid...
I've probably paid like around $500 in overdraft fees, where it would, like, I'm just right on the threshold, and I think this money went through, and it fucking didn't, and like,
you have that balancing act, right?
God damn
There were legit times, and shout out to my parents. My parents were always wonderful and would always like come through for me if I had gotten into dire straits, but there were times where it was like, there was a solid 3-year period where I'm like, I don't know if I can pay rent every month, to the point where I would go to my mom's house and just kind of look at her, and she's like, just take whatever you want. And I would just take shit out of their cabinets. But like, can I take this? She's like, just take it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because my mom, always awesome. The one thing she would always is like, you'd always come back here. You can always eat.
Oh my God, same.
And that was always, I'll never, they're always amazing for that.
That was always great when I lived in Austin. I would go back home for Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever. And my mom would be like, here's this giant thing of toilet paper. Here's all of this cereal. Here's fucking body wash. Like she would just give. I would come back with like so many rations and like so many supplies to like fill my cupboard. And everything. Yeah, it was great.
Every now and again, like maybe once a month, and this is was the most amazing thing. And my mom would be like, she'd come over to visit. We'd go to lunch. She'd look around and she'd be like, all right, we're going to Costco. And I would just fucking load the cart up with Costco stuff, like canned goods, whatever would get me through like the next month and a half. It was awesome. And then one day she was like, I'm not doing that anymore.
They would do the exact same thing. When when they would also visit me in Austin, like, let's go to Sam's, let's go to Walmart. You know, what do you need? What kind of cereals do you eat? What kind of whatever?
Such a relief.
Yeah,
because you knew you were like, okay, for at least a few weeks.
That's $150 that I don't have to spend. There. I feel so good right now.
And you know, but I was so fucking bad and I was so lazy. I would do that and then I would be like, whatever money's in the account, it's party time!
Let's drink and smoke!
Yeah. I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
They had to cut me off at a certain point.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Kind of Funny podcast for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can get it early with a pre-post show and no ads on patreon.com/kindoffunny. If you have no bucks to toss our way because you're barely making it work, we totally understand. Head on over to youtube.com/kindoffunny, roosterteeth.com, podcast services around the globe. You can get it for free while you clean, steal, and smoke cigarettes.
I was the worst. I used to wake up, my brother would be like, can you just get here by 11? I'm like, that sounds early.
I'll level with you. No, I can't.
Well, because I just, when you're out of college, and I don't know if you guys did this or not, but for me, for the first like maybe 3-4 years after college, I was living like a production life. So I would shoot on the weekends and I would edit stuff. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to start editing. I'm not going to put myself on a schedule of like 9 to 5. So I would wake up at like 2. Go get the edit from the thing, get lunch with my friends, smoke a bunch of cigarettes, go out, more dinner, whatever. Come back 8 o'clock is when I start working. You work till 6 a.m. I would literally see my roommates get up and go into the shower to go to work. Like my buddy, Ryan had a job at like GameSpy, so he had to be there at like, a normal time, like a normal tech time, which was probably back then like 10:30. And he would get up and go, I'm like, oh, it's time to go to bed. And I'll go to bed. And my parents they'd have to sneak around the side yard of the house that we're at and like tap on my window to get me out for lunch. Cause I was like, I fucking went to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're like, get up, fucker. Like, get up.
Don't do that.
And my brother was like, I mean, you guys have all met Matt and worked around Matt.
Oh, God, have I.
He will give you shit for anything. If you see something that he thinks is just a little bit off about you, the older brother in him will come down on you with the power of God. And he was the one that broke me of those habits because he used to shame me so hard.
I remember the story. Yeah, that one where
hard.
I forget what it was anymore, but I remember him shaming you in front of a crew very badly. I want to say you're like out in the blazing sun or something.
We were at the no, that was a different story. But we were out in Mission Viejo. We were loading a set into the mission at Mission Viejo, which is like this beautiful, beautiful old historic mission that is probably still there today for all I know. But they were doing a show about the mission, and like it was like a musical and stuff. And my brother had designed this amazing like 2-layer set, and we had to be there. And he's like, I want you on the crew. Like I'll pay you the day rate of the crew, or whatever. You come in, I'll throw you some bucks. It'll be great. And again, just lifting shit. But I had gone to a Metallica concert the night before and gotten no sleep, and I was delirious by midday. Yeah. And he's like, when he tells the story, it's much funnier. But
yeah, I think you told this episode on the episode with Stu.
Maybe, yeah. Because I was apparently practicing some sort of kata in the sun. And my brother's like, what the fuck are you doing? And everyone just looked, and I was like, in the middle of a leopard paw. I was like, what?
Jesus.
He'll never let me forget that one. I was a shitbag. I was a shitbag, and I was shitty, and I was super fucking lazy. Yeah. And he broke me so hard. And then eventually I was like, I thanked him for it one day because I was like, thank you for somebody in my life needed to kick my ass because I just didn't have the discipline that I take to my work now, where I take it more seriously now, and I realize, the more you put in, the more you get out. Back then I was like, oh fucking, I'd wake up, have a cigarette, go back to bed. It'd be great.
Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Let's do a post show.
I thought we were in the post show already.
I thought we were in the post show.
No, you were doing a great story. I never did. You never let me finish. I never finished.
You said that was your podcast.
No, I did. No, but I didn't say goodbye. Well, there. Now it's the post show.
Oh, I don't have nothing left for the post show.
Well, you look at the chat. You talk to the chat. I want to make fun of Nolan North on Twitter.
My brother tells another story about. This is how lazy I was, Andy. You'll appreciate this. My mom used to take me to Costco, and I used to love getting this like thing of smoked Gouda. And I would just shave it off as like a circle, and I always just eat the circle of cheese, and then I would shave it off. And I got drunk or something, I don't remember, and passed out, and then went to get to work the next day. And I came home, my brother was standing in the kitchen. He's like, yo, because I used to live with him. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment together. I had the front room and he had the back room. And he was like, yo, you have fun last night? And I was like, man, I just hung out here. Why? And he goes, you left a whole ball of cheese out, and it like melted and then reformed because it was like hot. So I was like, oh no, the Gouda. I was so pissed that I was like, I gotta get more Gouda now. So bad. Yeah, see, Ignacio Rojas thought it was a post show. I'm not wrong. I thought they were already in a post show. This is Chloe. I know. Well, Greg's a monster.
You can rewind it, all of you, and then you can come apologize to me on Twitter. So it's fine. You're allowed to think it, but it never was said.
I'll tell you this.
All right, everybody.
Nick said it.
One of these days.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, Nick said it afterwards.
We used to do this at IGN every once in a while. And this was a great tradition. One of these days, we should just go to Costco and eat there for lunch. Get the chicken
Get the hot
bake,
dogs,
get the
the
hot
pizza.
dog, get
It's
the
been
pizza.
way too long.
Has it?
Kevin and I used to do that.
All the time.
What's the
Once a
twice a week? Bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Biennial weekly?
Biannually weekly.
Biano.
Semi-weekly. That's what it was. Semi-weekly.
But semi, like,
Google
I
it,
feel like
Kev.
you can go as many times as
Bi-weekly
you want.
sounds sexier.
Semi-weekly is twice a week.
Yeah, I feel like I
Google
Googled
Bi-weekly is once every other week.
Yeah.
But I
Like
feel
we
like
get paid bi-weekly.
I feel like I Googled it and I read somewhere that it can mean both.
It's changed over time.
It's crazy.
Just like the word ain't wasn't a word. Now it is.
It's true.
Just like how people spell "whoa" wrong.
You really
So we
are
said
waging a war against
WHOA. Whoa.
That's the
Why do you
dictionary
care?
definition.
that. If I see WOAH,
It's
I'm
WOA.
fine with it.
Whoa.
Whoa. It's fine. Some people. This is the British way. It's, oh, whoa. Joey Lawrence. Whoa. What was Blossom's name? Do you remember
Blossom.
the actress's name?
She's on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Did you didn't listen to the show? I know earlier, but did you know that Will dated the Blossom's best friend? Told a story about her.
Oh, yeah,
What
he
was
said
Blossom's?
I don't
Yeah.
fucking remember.
Semi?
I barely remember Blossom.
That's what I said.
That's what Tim said. Yeah.
No, I know. I think that's crazy. Semi-weekly.
silly.
If you say
It's silly.
If you say what, I got a semi.
Where is he?
no,
No,
it's
half.
Now
Semi
my
should be
biologist
half.
says, "Hey Tim, you won the pizza bet. How can I pay up?" You don't need to. Just know.
What was the piece about?
Just know. Remember you wronged me today, and you wronged his. You're wrong.
Oh right.
Damn.
Yeah.
You
Fuck
fucked.
that. Let's get a pizza.
Yeah, mail us a pizza,
We're not rich.
I guess that's what we win.
Are you wealthy, bro?
bruh.
Now you got me singing Metallica.
Tell you what, man, Metallica in concert, real good. Real good band. Didn't like Metallica when time in concert. Still don't like Metallica, but they're great in concert.
What a journey.
I don't dislike Metallica, but they've never been one of my favorite bands. I'll be honest with you. I had a buddy of mine going through all through college who fucking loved Metallica. It was like his favorite band. He had the shirts, the stickers. He would go see them all the time. He's the one I went to the Metallica concert with. He just everything had a sticker on it, and it was always Metallica. I was like, yo, there's other bands. Like you could do AC/DC, you could do all sorts of bands. He loved Metallica. It was his thing. He like James Hetfield was like his god, and I never had the heart to tell him. I was like, I just don't like that sound that much. To me, it was just too simple. It was like, so it all sounded the same. Which I know is silly because I'm an AC/DC fan, and literally every AC/DC song
Literally,
sounds exactly
they're
the
the
same. But you know, I like that style more.
Anyone catch Mindhunter on Netflix? I saw season 1. I was gonna put out a snarky tweet like, "All right, so I'm just done with episode 10. When does the season start to get going?"
I did not like Mindhunter.
I just think it's slow. It's
boring.
It didn't interest me. Anytime that I felt like something was going to happen, it never did. Like just because I wanted True Detective, I wanted like some actual shit to fucking go down. But like, I think the dialogue's great. I think the guy that played Edmund was fantastic. Like all of his involvement in the show was so great. And I don't know. I feel like anytime that I felt like something was gonna happen, and maybe like there was gonna be a crazy moment, like whoa, like it never happened for me.
No.
But I think it is. It's not meant to be that. I need to understand that.
No, it's meant to be more almost like a fictionalized documentary, right? Where it's like it's supposed to be chill and like just show you these guys' lives, but like there's no plot. I watched 3 episodes. I was like, nothing fucking happened here. They're just talking to this dude in the chair. He's creepy as fuck. That's it.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Mind Freak better than Mindhunter.
It's true.
DJ Kento says season 2 is fantastic. Gia just finished it too, and she loved it. And I don't think she liked season 1.
Oh, okay, cool.
No. True crime, man.
She's also.
I just hated the word Mindhunter. It's so fucking
disgusting
disgusting.
when it comes to the true crime, man.
She loves it.
She should
be a detective. Has she ever thought about being a
I
detective?
don't think she's gonna be good at it. She's just
I think she'd be
twisted.
great at it. Did you ever see Bored to Death? I know I've talked about the show before. It's Jason Schwartzman, Ted Danson, Zach Galifianakis.
HBO, right?
It's an HBO show where he's a writer, but he moonlights as a detective. and it makes me want to be a detective. He's terrible at it. And
You should be a detective. That'd be
It'd
fun.
be so fun.
I want to watch
That's a fun
I want to watch Kidding Around, Jim Carrey's show on Showtime.
What was that? Which one is that?
So I think it's Kidding Around or just Kidding, or I forgot
That's
what
the one
the
where
fuck it's called.
he's like the main character, right?
He plays like a character on a kid's TV show, but really like his life is all fucked up and stuff, and looks pretty good. Andy, do you think Tony Romo can come back to replace Andrew Luck? Probably not.
How do you feel about Andrew Luck?
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, but good for him, man.
Hey, man.
Like his
walk away.
speech is just so like heartbreaking.
What did he do? I don't know anything about football.
Andrew Luck, quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He was supposed to be like the next great big thing, but he was always injured. He was always getting hurt. And whenever they botched like some surgeries with him, where any normal person would have come back from an arm surgery in a certain amount of time, and he just was constantly being delayed. And he retired like at age 29, and everybody was like, what do you mean you're just rehabbing? What are you talking about? And it was like huge news, and there were some people that are like, oh, what a pussy, just go through the rehab. And
I saw Troy Aikman take that guy down yesterday.
yeah, so during his speech he was just like, I'm exhausted of doing this, I'm tired of this, like I just want to spend time with my family, like I like this has just become so tiresome, like I just want to live my life, you know.
Yeah, they revealed his middle name for the first time.
Bad Luck.
His middle name was Bad Luck.
Never heard those jokes
His name's
before.
Andrew Luck. So his middle name was Bad. Don't
It's weird that it's Andrew Bad Luck Luck.
Don't engage with Tim.
Like, that's a
Don't
lot.
engage with Tim. Don't engage with Tim.
RS.
Look
Engage
away.
with me.
Engage with me. I don't know, man.
Master.
Dun, dun, dun.
Friends loved it. Love Metallica. And of
Remember
course,
we
being a
saw-
wrestling
Oh, yeah.
fan, I
All
heard a
my
lot of
friends
Metallica. Not a
loved
big
it.
Metallica guy, but I heard not a lot.
Oh my god, yeah! All my friends are like Caesar and CP, that side of the friends group. It's like all the brothers were like Metallica posters on the walls and wrestling, and that's all it was, dude.
Man, it was the anthem. Again, I don't want
hands
people
up.
to take away from this that I think Metallica's a bad band. I very much appreciate them and respect them. I just never got into the sound. It's just not my thing. I like power metal. What are they like? They're heavy metal, right?
Yeah, heavy metal. Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Gia's
Yes,
former roommate now plays the mandolin for them.
The mandolin.
What movie did we go see a screening of and we were in the same
With
row
Lars.
as Lars?
That's that new Disney show, right?
You were there for that?
Yeah, it was
Remember
one that Lex hooked us up with.
Wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't getting better than this.
No, Wonder Woman was a private thing. It was another one of those screeners where we came. It was like
Some
a big
superhero
theater.
flick we saw, right?
And I looked over. I was like, "Is that fucking Lars Ulrich from Metallica?"
It was, and he's like, I hate Napster.
He sucked, man.
Napster sucks.
Now, Lars Ulrich is known as Ulrich, whatever the fuck. He is known as like one of the worst drummers of all time.
Really?
Like when
Drummers Weekly voted on this?
in the documentary and stuff, they talked about so many times about how they
great.
fucking hated him drumming because he was just so bad at it, and they were always getting pissed off at him.
When
And
did they
like,
kick him out of the band?
He owns the name Metallica.
Yeah.
His dad had his face.
Metallica is an awesome name.
It is.
That's an awesome name, and the logo's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it means. It just screams.
it's
heavy
weird. Like,
metal.
what does the
Metallica.
ICA stand for? Like,
Like Helvetica.
if it was like metallistic, like fantastic,
Metallic.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like fantastic and metallic.
yeah, like stupendous. Like, metallendous. Like, I get what they're joining these two words.
Again, yeah, you're knocking it out of the park.
Why does ICA just go?
Metallica. I'm sure it's some
I don't
weird
think
thing we
anyone in
don't
the
understand.
world, Andy, besides you, has ever broken it down to metal and Ica. It's just Metallica.
Metallica.
I bet Google Metallica define.
Okay.
What's the definition of Metallica? Maybe it's a word. You never know, because sometimes it's like a French New Wave movement.
Metallica is an American heavy metal band formed in Los Angeles, California. So,
What does Metallica mean?
I mean, that's one way to do it.
Definition.
Here are all the possible meanings and translations of the word Metallica. Metallica is an American heavy metal band.
They owned it.
No, it's a made-up word. Just cool. It's cool. Like when they decided to spell Motley Crue with the umlauts.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. Greg has
Metallica. Metallica.
never gets old.
Metallica.
All right.
That's wrong. It's 4 different letters.
How do you pronounce Metallica? And there's an English guy, a British guy, an Australian guy, or an Australian woman, Indian woman. It's all just the same. Here's the British. Here's how the British pronounce Metallica.
Metallica.
Here's the
Metallica.
Indian woman.
Metallica.
I mean, that's a perfect.
Glad
name.
we got the technology.
It's like
You know
Rolex.
what I mean?
It's the same in every language.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for your support. We love you.